Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Frank?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
It's been a while. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of the Fix, only on a2dradio.com. As you can see, over the last handful of weeks to months, we've been doing a lot of combined shows. Myself, Ralph Dellavecchio, Frank Vespe, along with Tom Arnone and Greg Milakovic. As you can see, well, and obviously a lot of people in the area saw, we had a bit of a storm, tornado watch, tornado warning. So Greg and Tom, at least at the moment, unable to join us due to some internet issues. The storm knocked out the power. So if the internet does return during the show, obviously they'll jump in. But right now it's us. It's the usual three of the Fix portion of the Fix AM and the PM combo special.
Yep.
So we're going to continue going on as is. We know a lot of people at home experience the power outages. A lot of people in the area, say in the tri-state area, are without power or without internet. So whoever's joining us tonight, we appreciate you. We're glad you will join us. Obviously, take away from all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world, especially this weather.
Yes.
2020 continues. But tonight, what we're going to be doing is the game plan was we were all going to go through and talk about the most improved NFL teams so far in 2020, at least for the offseason. Talking about, we each gave a group of three. We're going to be putting it up on the screen as far as the teams that we believe had the best offseason and are going to propel and vastly improve in the 2020 season.
Yeah.
And then we also took the time to make a list of the three teams that we believe may take a step back in 2020 and failed the offseason. So we want you guys, whenever you're watching, wherever you're watching from, and make sure you chime in and let us know where you're watching from tonight, whether you're here on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, obviously on all the podcast forums, or you can watch later. Wherever you're watching from, let us know who you believe the top three teams of the offseason, the three most improved teams in the NFL. If you want to go by conference, if you want to give us the top three AFC teams, the top three NFC teams, and also give us the top three, or in this case, the bottom three teams of the offseason so far. And that goes into our second topic, and this is going off of a great conversation we had last week, which was started by you, the viewers. And that was, you guys kept coming with a bunch of Eagles-related questions, some great questions. So we figured, since we have a lot of Eagles topics planned for the next handful of weeks, we would sit back and give you guys at home the power, whether you're Eagles fans or not, the power to ask us any Eagles-related questions you have, related to the team now, related to the team in the future, maybe a pastime-type team, or pastime-type questions. You want to ask us about Donovan, or Wentz, or Shady McCoy, or Jalen Hurts, or Nick Foles.
Or we could talk about the coaches, Andy Reid or Chip Kelly, too.
Oh, that too, yeah. Well, Greg's not here tonight. He's the Chip Kelly guy, so I don't want to take too much away from the Chip Kelly stuff. But anything regarding the Philadelphia Eagles that you guys want to know from us, any comments, any topics, any questions, feel free to chime in. We're going to be interacting with you guys all throughout the show. And like I said, for anybody who's able to watch us tonight due to obviously the power outages, the internet connection, the internet outage, you name it, we appreciate you guys for joining us, and we're going to be interacting with you guys over the next 2 hours. Ralphie, who are we brought to you by every single week, brother?
We are brought to you by Ambuck Services, gutter cleaning service. You guys could find them at 856-879-5530. That's 856-879-5530. Or you can visit their website at ambuckservices.com.
Prism chimed in earlier when we were waiting to get started, and he said, all right, random dad joke to pass the time. Did you know elephants are great at hiding in trees? And I said, well, can elephants restore the internet in the studio? If so, give us a call. So if that elephant is obviously available, let us know. We have Zach chiming in saying, hey.
What up?
Hey, Zach. Thank you for being patient with us.
Bryce Blackwell chiming in. What's up, Bryce? He says, Frank,
up, Bryce?
Ralph, Ryan. Don chiming in. He was one of the guys that had some great questions.
What up, Don?
Our local and fellow Lions fan. And I would say the number one hater of Corey Unlin now that he is no longer on the Eagles. He is now on the Giants. I'm sorry, Don. We have Taylor Bowers saying, what's up, boys? What's up, Taylor? David Roskett chiming in. We have Gavin chiming in.
What up, Gavin?
Says Cardinals have to be up there. I agree. They're definitely on my list. Let's see. Gavin saying, glad to see you guys are safe. Crazy storms are going on today. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, with me, we had a bunch of branches all over where I'm at, garbage cans all over the place. We got it all cleaned up. I'm good.
Oh, you mean the Cleveland Browns, you mean? I'm sorry. That was
Oh,
another
yeah,
dad
that
joke.
too.
That was another dad joke. I'm so sorry.
Oh, what a knee slapper right there.
Yeah, I know. I try. I was trying to come up with a good one while we were waiting. Don says, breaking news, Taysom Hill will start week 1 versus the Bucs. That's a joke. I would certainly hope so for Saints fans.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, I'll just leave it there. Kevin Godwin saying, what's up, boys? Hello, Kevin.
What up,
Formerly
Kevin?
known as a Patriots fan, now he's a Buccaneers fan because Tom Brady's on the Buccaneers. Don says, I have a question about Corey Unlin. Of course you do, Don. Of course you do. Let's see here. Zach says, so far, I think the LA Chargers took a step, and I think the Texans took a step back, getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins. And he also says, or the Patriots. Jake Friel saying, what's up, boys?
What up, Jake?
What's up, Jake?
Yusuf, what's up, Yusuf? He has his rankings. In the NFC, he has Bucks, Cardinals, Redskins.
Okay.
I believe he is a Redskins fan, so that's notable.
He is from Virginia.
And in the AFC, he has Chargers, Bills, and Colts. And then Kyle has Cardinals and Bucks. Like I said, fam, continue to chime in with who you believe are the top 3 improved teams, most improved teams so far in 2020, and the 3 teams that are looking to take a step back. Gavin says, all we need now is Noah on here. I actually talked to Noah this afternoon. I talked to him.
I got a text from Noah as well.
Noah.
Yes.
And if anyone knows Noah, you would know that it would be the entire show of just trying to get him hooked up to the computer, which obviously would be very funny.
Yeah.
He'll be back shortly. He'll be back soon. So we look forward to Noah coming back. The poll question, by the way, which is brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy. You can find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Agree or disagree to this statement? The Philadelphia Eagles are one of, if not the most, improved team in the NFC. Agree or disagree? We want you guys to obviously chime in on that. And like I said, for anyone who's just joining us, feel free to ask us any question related to the NFL and especially the Eagles, whether it's now, present, or future, or obviously in the past. Let's see. Yusuf says, Ryan, you have to tell Ralph about the aneurysm Tom had about Andre Dillard yesterday. Yeah,
oh boy.
Yeah, it was something. But I mean, Ralphie, you're exposed to that every week. You know what I'm saying?
Every week, yeah.
Listen, Tom and I, we're trying to get Ralphie to fully embrace Jason Peters, and at the end of the day, he's not going to have a choice because Jason Peters will be back at some point, or maybe not, unless Ralph made that phone call. So, Ralphie, I'll start with you. For the poll question, agree or disagree, the Philadelphia Eagles are one of, if not the most, improved team in the NFC.
If I
drink this juice
not a lot of people are going to like this, but I'm going to go disagree on this. I think there's more teams in the NFL that have improved more than the Eagles did this offseason. Obviously, you have the Broncos, the Chargers, the Buccaneers is one of them. The Cardinals is one of them. If you said top 10 improved, I will put them on the list. But since we're only doing top 3, I'm going to have to disagree to the poll.
What about top 5? What about top 5?
See, that one is tricky as well. I would still put them out of the top 5 still.
Okay.
If we were doing a top 5, but like I said, if we were doing top 10, they're obviously in there. But since we're only doing top 3 this week, they're not in my top 3. I disagree to the poll.
Mr. Vespe.
Now, when we got the poll question, it was the NFC. Now, since we're talking about the NFC, they are one of the more improved teams in the NFC. But when we go into the broader spectrum of the NFL, I mean, I would have to disagree. NFL-wise, I disagree. NFC, I would say they'd be a top 3, maybe top 4 in the NFC. But I know when we get to the list real soon, I know that, the Eagles are not in my top 3. But, I agree with the conference. They definitely got younger. And I know you mentioned this before the show, at least 1 or 2 hours before we were supposed to go off. That the Eagles went from the 6th oldest team to the 25th.
They were the 3rd oldest. Now they're the 9th youngest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got younger on both sides of the ball. We addressed the depth in the draft.
We see you, Tom. We see you.
Yes. So there has been improvements on both sides of the ball, but there have been teams that took huge advantage of free agency. They took advantage of the draft. So in the broader sense of the NFL, I have the Eagles somewhere in the top 10, but not as a top 3 for me.
Yeah, see, for me, I have them in the top 5 here. They're not my top 3, so just spoiler alert. I know we're not doing the NFC as a whole. We're doing the NFL as a whole. But here, by the way, Tom says, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. And he says, but hey, I'm here. Hey, Tom, at least we could see you through messages, though.
Yeah.
And then he does say the Eagles were on his list. Tom, let us know. Do you want us to go over yours? That way, because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can go over yours. And if you want, I can bring up Greg's. I could rip apart Greg's if I can. But let us know, because I'm sure the people at home would probably want to see, yours and Greg's. But I don't have them in the top 3 in the NFC, Frank and Ralph. I have them as my 4th most improved team in the NFC. Oh, and Tom says yes. So we'll be going over Tom's in a little bit as well. Eagles in the top 5, but not top 3 for Gavin. Zach says, "What about the Jets?" Nah, I can't say that. I mean, they made a couple. They made Band-Aid pieces on the offensive line. They obviously got the first round pick, which was good with the offensive line. Then you look at, obviously, they got Mims late. He really fell. Yeah. Frank Gore, Perryman, okay, but
yeah.
That's a team that
my boy George Fant to help out Sam Darnold not see some ghosts.
Yeah,
go Tops.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Sam Darnold's got to stay on the field. I like Sam Darnold. I like the Jets, especially now to where I think everyone's a lot closer in that division, just because, when Tom Brady leaves the division, things kind of, take a turn.
Yeah.
So I like them, but, if I'm a Jets fan, which I'm clearly not, but if if anyone's watching that's a Jets fan, am I confident in this season? Sure, because, maybe you might take a step in the right direction, but, I'm not banking on a playoff appearance by any means. Let's see. Tom says Slay and Coleman is why they are top 3 for me. And yeah, I mean, you can look at the entire defensive kind of movement as a whole. You move on from Malcolm Jenkins, you're kind of looking at, okay, well, what's the back end of this defense going to look like? You look at the, defensive line, you see guys, obviously Timmy Jernigan, which somebody asked about. Taylor Bowers asked about him. We'll get to that in a second. You see a lot of exits on the defensive side. And I was saying back, November, December, early January, before the offseason started, that, hey, at the end of the day, what's this defense going to look like? Because there's a lot of moving parts, and you don't know if one thing goes wrong. And, it's tough moving on from, obviously, a leader like Malcolm Jenkins. But if they got younger, you obviously brought in Slay. Coleman's a really good addition. I think we're all big fans of Kevon Wallace here. Managed to bring back McLeod and Mills, both on one-year deal, prove-it deals, cheap. Also, you can have them at safety to where it's nobody, like, it's kind of a revolving door at safety, but also you have a lot of interchanging parts, so it's a lot of variety. And also, you're not stuck with somebody. Say, for example, Mills sucks. Well, you don't give him a 3-year contract, for example. You brought in Javon Hargrave to obviously go on top of all that interior line you have. You have Malik Jackson coming back. The really big hole you still have is, like Ralphie always talks about, his linebacker. But, we've never really valued the linebackers
too.
Say that again, Frank. I'm sorry.
Hey, now I mentioned about the linebackers too.
No. I'm just reiterating.
No.
Taylor says, I thought y'all missed my comment. No, Taylor, these are flying. These are flying.
We have comments flying everywhere. Thank you for making those comments.
Yeah, so I'll get to Taylor.
Every single one of you watching. All right, yeah.
I don't want to be sad. Tim Jernigan, he says, Tim Jernigan, I'd like a cheap rotational defensive tackle.
Yeah, I'd be fine
I
with that.
I would love him back. You know what I don't understand, though? And I love Timmy. So a bunch of people, obviously, and if you guys are wondering at home, why are you guys talking about Timmy Jernigan? He's on the Houston Texans. Well, he failed the physical. It never went through, so he's currently a free agent. And I would imagine, since it was a failed physical, that his stock has dramatically fallen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of questions. So, you bring him back here, familiarity, get him, kind of pennies on the dollar as a depth piece. I don't understand the storyline going around saying bring Timmy Jernigan back so you can cut Malik Jackson.
Why would you cut Malik Jackson when
why
he's
would you make more sense?
Why would you bring him back and cut the better player? I understand, like, Malik Jackson played in Jacksonville, so we really didn't see a lot of him, and he was hurt all last year. But let's not talk about friggin' Malik Jackson like he's a 4th string defensive tackle or defensive end.
Right.
I mean, Malik Jackson, when he's on the field, is a legit player in this league. Legit. I mean, he was a key part of that defensive line in Jacksonville when they almost beat the Patriots and met us in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I don't really get it. If it's just based off of, we know who Timmy Jernigan is, it's nostalgia, he was a part of the Super Bowl team, and we really don't know who Malik Jackson is, okay, but Malik Jackson, when he's actually on the field, he's a legit player. Now, I get it if you're worried about the contract and all that stuff, but, I mean, he's a very good player. We were robbed of the opportunity to see him in an Eagles uniform because he literally got taken out of the game about 5 plays into the game week 1 against the Redskins.
And even TedFX says over on Twitch, he says that Malik Jackson would be a big cap hit if you just cut it. So as if going into next season we're in cap trouble. Cutting Jackson wouldn't solve anything.
There's no way you're doing that either. That would be foolish to do. Big time foolish to do.
But as far as Timmy Jernigan, would you guys like to see Timmy Jernigan back?
As a rotational player, absolutely. You can never go wrong with more defensive linemen. But I would bring Timmy back.
Make that D line even deeper and even much better by adding Timmy. So I'm fine with that. Cheap as long as it's a nice cheap deal, it's fine with me.
Brian Daly of the Hockey Happy Hour, by the way, for all you guys, and do you have it in the back end here?
I actually do have it in the back end. Let me pull it up real quick.
I got it, Frank. I got it.
You got it? All right, awesome.
So, fam at home, Hockey Happy Hour tomorrow night. Special guest. Let me get Brian Daly's comment out of here. Chris Pronger. So make sure you stay tuned tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. for that. But he asks us. Click the wrong button. Look at me. Look at me go.
He asked about if the Eagles are going to be a top 5 offense in 2020.
That's tough.
That's so tough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start NFC. So confidently, can we say they're a top 5 offense entering the year in the NFC? Well, okay, let's talk about the teams that we know are locks as far as top offenses. Would we say the Buccaneers look like a top 5 offense? Yes.
Yes.
Easy, yeah.
That's one. Saints, even though, let's say the implosion currently on Twitter subsides, I would say they have a very good offense. I would say their offense is better because they have more sure things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Panthers, no. Falcons,
no.
I mean, they have Todd Gurley, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Matt Ryan, and Hayden Hurst. That's borderline. That's a good one.
Borderline.
That's good. 49ers, I still think their defense is better. That's the strength of their team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them a top 5 offense. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't. Jimmy Garoppolo, no. Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, Mostert, no. I mean, they're good. They just went to the Super Bowl, so I'm not taking shots at them.
Riding on that defense, don't forget.
Yeah. And George Kittle, by the way.
Yeah.
The Rams, no, they lost way too many pieces. Seahawks.
Yeah, I'll bring them up.
Russell Wilson's very good.
Russell Wilson makes them a top 5 offense, though.
Okay. All right. So you say, Cardinals.
Yes, for me.
Would you consider them a top 5?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. As of right now, absolutely. You gave
a ham
Kyler
sandwich
Murray
to get DeAndre Hopkins.
You gave Kyler Murray 2 guys now in wide receivers and Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins, 2 guys that catch everything that's thrown to them. I mean, the sky's the limit for Kyler Murray this year coming up for the NFL. I mean, the sky's the limit.
We have 2 more divisions to go. Packers, would you say the Packers are top 5?
Yes, because they still have Aaron Rodgers. That's a yes for me. Yes.
It's a question mark. If you take Devontae Adams out of the equation, then no.
Yeah, but he's on the team though, Frank, so we can't take him out of the equation.
Well, I mean, when he's hurt.
Oh, I got you. Vikings, no, they lost Stephon Diggs. Bears, no, sorry, Nick. I'm not sorry,
no
Nick.
Shot.
And Lions, no. So then we go to our division. Dallas, I would say the Dallas definitely.
Absolutely.
I would say we both agree that the Giants and the Redskins do not have a top 5 offense.
No.
So then you go to the Eagles. So confidently you could say, okay, Eagles, yes. All right. Yeah. Buccaneers, yes. Saints, yes. Seahawks, yes. Cardinals, yes. Yeah. And then you have Eagles.
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah.
So borderline.
Borderline.
They're right there. They're right there. But it all depends if the wide receiver core can stay healthy. Because
let me see.
That's another question going into this year. You have a handful of guys on that wide receiver core, 3 of them that we can name right now, and Goodwin, Jackson, and Alshon, that if they can stay healthy, I mean, let's let this thing fly. Let's get going here. You know what I mean?
Michael DeAndrea says the additions of Slay, Coleman plus Hargrave will be a huge factor in the defense. I can't wait. That's 100% spot on. And once again, I'll add he adds Hargraves in that too.
He does, yeah.
Let's see. Gavin says, I was really impressed with what Howie did to this defense this offseason. Yeah, he proved me wrong. He really did. Damian says Eagles as a top 7. Let's see.
I guess this was about most improved. He has them as a top 7.
Yusuf says the Giants had a good offseason. They could have selected Wirfs or Wills instead. Thomas, who knows? But who knows what Gettleman sees? Yeah, well, Thomas, here's the thing. Yeah. I understand Wirfs and Wills, they were higher rated, but at the end of the day, a lot of the experts regarded Thomas as one of the safest picks in the draft, to where maybe he doesn't have a higher ceiling than, some of the other guys, but he has a much higher floor, for example. So if they're looking for a guy to be a grown-up in the building, come in and do his job, well, maybe Thomas was their guy. It's all about, what they were going for there. Right. Let's see. Don says, I'm really looking forward to the Lions' new running game. Yeah, because, you obviously have who did they just draft? Who's the
DeAndre Swift.
Oh, yeah. So, that's
Kerryon Johnson and DeAndre Swift in the backfield this year.
Ted FX says, Slay goes down a corner. We're in big trouble. Don't you put that on us, Ted FX. Don't you do that to us. We know how injury plagued we are at corner. Don't you dare. I mean, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not even going to say. I'm not going to continue. I'm not even going to. Don't provoke me because I'm going to start. I'm going to start here. Great question from Zach. What team do you have the most expectations for? Well, see, in past years, I would say Patriots, but I'm so happy to say I don't have the Patriots on this list.
I know.
What team do you have the most expectations for?
I mean, Chiefs, because they have the best player in football on there.
Yeah.
Ravens, because they were a great organization and they somehow got better.
That the draft that they had is crazy. Insane.
Damian, it says Cardinals or Ravens is number 1 most improved. Let's see. Michael DeAndrea says, hopefully Wallace can step in right away. Yes, but here's the beautiful thing, Michael, and I love him. He doesn't have to. That's the good thing. We could have gotten screwed to an extent. Lost Malcolm, maybe not able to bring back either Jalen or Rodney, and you would have had to bring in a Kevon Wallace to start immediately.
Yeah.
Now, and I think he's going to be seeing a lot more playing time than a lot of people expect, because I understand that Mills is being labeled as a safety, but at the end of the day, and this is coming out of not just my words, but Howie Roseman, Jalen Mills is going to be more of a cornerback / safety hybrid. Yeah. It's going to be all about matchups, where they are on the field. Because as we all know, Jalen Mills, we feel much more comfortable with him near the red zone as a cornerback, as opposed to kind of in the middle of the field, less chance to get burnt. But as Greg and I always say, name me a corner that doesn't get burnt every once in a while.
Yeah.
So while, let's say, for example, in that hybrid role, Jalen Mills is playing cornerback, well, then you could see, for example, a Kevon Wallace or even a Will Parks come in and slide into that role. So that's what I'm saying, man. The way they were able to adapt, get younger, get cheaper, especially not obviously giving Malcolm Jenkins that long-term guaranteed money at the age he's at. While I appreciate him, it just didn't make sense for the direction of the organization. It's really good because, say, for example, Kevon Wallace, if he does, and this is all depending on if we do have a normal type offseason, normal type training camp, and normal type preseason, which your guess is as good as mine at this point. Maybe he wins the job. Maybe he's very impressive. Maybe the organization, the defense, Jim Schwartz, they're impressed by him. He gets more of a shot. But at the end of the day, he doesn't need to step in right away. He's kind of that guy to where you want him to be, get experience where he can. And then next year, say, for example, we don't bring back Rodney, because I think at the end of the day, it's going to be very hard to bring back Rodney again. Then you're going to have Kevon Wallace, who's going to be in year 2 of the system, come right in, and then you have years of control and a guy who you really, really like.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Prism says, Tim Jernigan to the Seattle. Since my TCU boy, Collier, is a bust so far, Seattle can use him for rotational pieces and limit his wear and tear. And also, at the end of the day, fam, seems like Seattle is just taking all the players we like. You know what I'm saying? Like Clowney, gone. Metcalf, gone. For the Carlos Hyde people, gone. You know, it seems like they take everybody.
Right.
Russell Wilson, because apparently Howie tried drafting him back in, 2012, 2013?
Yeah, 2012,
gone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Taylor Bauer says Cowboys 8-8. Frank, go to the bottom for me because I'm still at the top of the comments.
The bottom for here, we got Michael D'Andrea saying, really want to see Rager. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people, especially he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yep, agreed.
Damien also says, who do y'all think will have more backlash for their comments, Vic Fangio or Drew Brees?
I'll keep it easy, Drew Brees, because he's a bigger name.
Yep. And then Prism
go ahead.
also says he hopes that Darius Slay doesn't turn to Nnamdi Asomugha.
Yeah, you and me both. TedFX says FootUpEagles.com has Mills labeled as a corner. My point exactly. See? You have some people saying safety, some people saying corner. The true answer is it's both. Let's see here. Dean Jones says Birds could have a top 5 offense and defensive squad. Again, a little bit if you guys want.
Defense is looking great, Dean, but the offense has still a little question marks.
It's just some question marks, yeah.
Yeah.
TedFX says, according to Greg Cosell, Eagles offense was the slowest last year. Eagles offense vastly improved. Could see a top offense. Carson finally has helped it wide out. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it makes sense that we had zero speed because Deshaun gone, Alshon gone, but he was never fast to begin with.
Right.
Aguilar sucks. Mac Hollins sucks. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Hopefully he doesn't suck, but so far he sucks. So your entire offense was Greg Ward, Burnett, and the tight ends.
Yeah.
You know, like the funny thing is your deep threat was Miles Sanders. Like, as crazy as that is, your deep threat was Miles freaking Sanders.
And Mr. Rogers, or Fred Rogers 4, he asks, can we talk about baseball, which is also a letdown this year?
Yeah, whatever questions you have. Whatever your questions
Yeah, absolutely.
Gavin Keller says, I think Kyler has a big year. I think he has a very big year.
He's primed to have a good year, man. He's primed to have it. He's got the weapons on the offense that he really didn't have last year outside of Larry Fitzgerald. But now he's got two guys that, like I said, you know, when we were talking about in the beginning, he's got two guys now that catch everything. So the food's on the table for him, man. If he wants it, go ahead and eat it. Because I think you're gonna have a great year too with those two weapons.
Keep this in mind too, fam. We're seeing a trend throughout the NFL and especially with quarterbacks over the last 3-4 years. Every year, starting way back in 2017, oh, wait, that was the Eagles. Oh, wait, that was Carson Wentz. Remember that? To where there is a second-year quarterback that completely jumps off the page and has a massive, second step, big step in his second year. It was Carson in 2017. It was Mahomes in 2018. And it was Lamar last year. So if you're looking at guys, Kyler Murray entering his second year, and I'll throw Daniel Jones because I think Daniel Jones, while we're programmed to hate the New York Giants, I think he's going to be a good quarterback in this league. I do. I really, truly do. Not great, but I think he's going to win some football games here. It's all about who the hell Joe Judge is, to be honest, and if his weapons actually stay healthy. But I'm really looking at Kyler Murray, especially now that, in my opinion, maybe the best wide receiver, if not a guaranteed top 3 wide receiver in the game, is now on the team, on top of all those weapons they already had. So I really like Kyler Murray. I know, Ralphie, you weren't a fan. Are you still a hater of Kyler?
I mean, I really don't. I mean, he's a good player and all, but he doesn't move really the needle for me.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the offensive rookie of the year, so he's
that was the same thing.
He's better than good.
Kyler.
Yeah.
I mean, he's better than good. He was the offensive rookie of the year.
And Miles should have won Rookie of the Year, but I mean,
he missed too many games.
Said right.
He missed too many games. If anything, it should have been Jacobs, but missed too many games. Let's see. Gongo says Dallas will be top 3 in the NFL, not just NFC, assuming they can get the Dak situation handled. I do. Yeah. I do agree. Damian says WTF, really? Bears? No. Absolutely no. Greg has his top. I guess this is his top 3 most improved.
That is his top 3. Yes.
Dolphins, Broncos, and Ravens.
Greg. We'll get to his list in a little bit. I don't want to go crazy yet. Is that in any particular order, Greg? Like he has the Dolphins on there, but not the Buccaneers. Come on. I thought you were the Tom Brady guy. You have like
Come on, man.
You have like 7 of his jerseys locked up in there.
Not even framed.
JJ, our favorite Cowboys troll fan.
There he is.
Says Eagles will be ranked 22nd on offense and 17th on defense this year. Well, guess what?
That's harsh.
Here's the big thing. The Cowboys were ranked number 1 on offense all year. You missed the playoffs and went 8-8. So I guess the rankings really don't make that much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. I'm just here for you. Let's see. We have TJ the Voice saying, any disadvantages to teams being able to have training camp at home? I would say for the younger players and the teams that have a lot of moving pieces. New coaching staff made a lot of moves in the draft. So I would say the Giants might be just because they have a new regime. The Dolphins because they have a lot of new players. Jaguars, for example.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean? What do you mean training camp at home? Well, they're opening up their facilities, right?
They're having virtual walkthroughs, Ralphie. That's what they've been doing.
Oh, wow, okay. I thought he meant
everyone has a late start.
Yeah, I know. I thought because didn't they just come out with a thing where they're opening up their facilities, but their NFL is keeping the teams like if you're only allowed to do it you only have your training camp in your stadium. You can't go out to like how the Eagles were at Lehigh and at different colleges to do their training camp. Yeah. Even though the Eagles do their training camp now at the NovaCare.
But the one team
because I know that Cowboys don't even
they do it out in California.
Yeah, they do it out in Cali. They don't even have training camp out in Dallas. They have it out in California. I thought that's what he meant. I thought he meant is there a disadvantage for that? So
I don't believe. If he did, then I'll obviously rephrase. But I don't believe.
But also with the Cowboys, they did construct their which I think they call it the Star, the Ford Center or something. So I think they're going to slowly move those training camps over there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Dean Jones, great question. Says your first quarterback off the board and your choice is Kyler or Carson. Who do you pick? I think it's easy for these two. It's a little bit closer for me, but I'm going Carson still.
Yeah,
I'm going with Carson.
I'm going with Carson.
It's close. I mean, but I think it's. Is it even close for you two? Is it close?
Not even.
For me, it's close. For me, it's close. I just really like Kyler. Let's see. Gavin saying exactly right. I don't know what I said, but I'm glad I said it. Michael DeAndre, here we go. Thank you, Michael. How do you all feel about Andre Dillard starting? Ralphie, I'll just go right to you.
I feel wonderful, baby. Andre Dillard is starting. He's going to be our left tackle for 10 plus years.
Is he?
I'm so wonderful to have him. It's his time to shine. Let's get it rolling. I can't wait for this NFL season to start. I can't wait.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, Ryan. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
I don't think you're sure.
I'm so excited.
Are you so sure to where you believe, even if Jason Peters came back?
No, it's his job.
No. Let me finish. Listen, come on this journey with me. Even if Jason Peters came back, just as friendly competition, are you threatened by the aging and false start king, Jason Peters?
No shot.
How about offsides?
Nope.
You're not?
That's because it's Dillard's job, baby.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I love it. It's Dillard's job. It is, though.
It is earned, Mr. Dellavecchio.
Yeah, it's Dillard's job.
Let's see. Joseph Orakovsky says, I don't get people wanting McCoy back. We have Scott and Sanders. Eagles need a bruiser similar to Blunt who can punish the defense and soften them up in the second half so Sanders can dominate in the third and fourth. I do agree with people overhyping McCoy because, as I've always said, and again, no disrespect, McCoy is an older, slower, more injury-plagued version of Miles Sanders. So if you want to bring him in for depth, sure. But I don't think he brings anything crazy special to this offense. You're just bringing in something you already have, but once again, older, slower, and more injury-plagued.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
I appreciate him. I once had his
Right.
jersey that I turned into a DeMarco Murray before that went to absolute hell. But I do think at the end of the day, you have to bring in somebody else because
Absolutely.
I like Boston Scott in his role. I don't love him as the second running back. I just don't. And also, I don't want Miles Sanders being ran into the ground because he has been banged up already. He just has. So if that's Devontae Freeman, awesome. If that's somebody else, awesome. But McCoy, if we get him, I'll take him. I'm not going to, go flying down the street and be upset about it, but it's fine, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Well, I mean, how many games did he play when he went to Kansas City? Like two or three, right? And then
I know he was a healthy scratch in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then after that, he was just a healthy scratch. Yeah, then he was like a healthy scratch for the rest of the year. So, I mean, he was cut, right? He was cut. Yeah, he was cut by Buffalo, and then he obviously was picked up by Kansas City.
I think he requested his release or something. I don't know. It seemed like he was trying to get out of Buffalo for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yusuf says Ralph will regret saying that after Dillard deals with Chase Young and Montez Sweat week 1.
Yusuf,
Thoughts?
he's got him. Dillard's going to shut him down, and I can't wait, baby.
Yusuf, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not there yet on we got.
I am.
I'm not there yet, okay?
Let's go.
We'll see.
Yeah. Don says Andre Dillard just ordered a lifetime supply of Fenty Beauty. Don, let Ralphie know where Andre Dillard shops. He was coming in last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw his the shopping preferences in the chat while I was backstage.
Taylor Bowers and Jason Peters 2020 make our left tackle great again. Well, at least for 6 games before he gets hurt. Then Andre Dillard can play. Then he can play. Let me see here. We have just making sure I didn't miss any up here.
I think.
All right, so let's dive into our list. So, fam, we're going to dive into our most improved teams so far. Do you have it ready, Frank, so I can just put it up here?
I do, and the first one up on deck is you, Ryan.
All right, so fam, let me know what you think here. These are my 3 most improved teams so far in 2020 based off of the draft, based off of trade, and based off of free agency. I'll start with number 1. Clearly, I think I would be shocked if nobody has, or if not everybody has this team on their list. At least it should be on everybody's list. They went from Jameis Winston to Tom Brady. Ryan, Tom Brady's old. And Jameis Winston is young, and you see how that's like, are we doing age here right now? Tom Brady at least knows which team to throw to on the field. I think he provides stability for an organization. I think pairing him with actually some weapons that he didn't have last year is going to be great. And also, I think all that team really needs, given you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, you have 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 tight ends that are legit. Gronk, O.J. Howard, and Cameron Brate. You have Keshawn Vaughn, who they drafted. They needed a running back. They also have Jones, I believe, still.
Yes, Jones.
And then also they ended up and they got Wills, right? Did they get Wills or Wirfs?
It was Tristan Wirfs, yeah.
They got Tristan Wirfs. So you have that tackle situation now solved, at least based off of draft capital. So at the end of the day, all that team really needed last year was a facilitator to go and use the weapons instead of throwing it to the referee or the sideline or the other team. Also, that defense is vastly underrated. You brought back Ndamukong Suh. You also have Shaq Barrett, for example, or Sack Barrett. You have so many pieces on that defense that I believe was underrated because you just kept looking on, whether you're watching on Red Zone or you're just looking at the final score, and you said, "Oh, well, they gave up 40 points." Well, half of that was Jameis Winston. Half of that was Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston gave up those points either by pick 6 or fumble or an interception that gave the defense on the Buccaneers side of the ball awful field position. So to me, listen, I'm not saying the Buccaneers are a guaranteed lock to make the Super Bowl or even friggin' win it. But given where they were to now, I'd be very happy if I was the Buccaneers fan. Number 2, Arizona Cardinals. We talked about it before. You have Kyler Murray entering year 2. You already had Larry Fitzgerald. I get it. He's like 50, but he's still very good.
Yeah,
you have Christian Kirk, who I really like. You have Kenyon Drake. You have who's the other running the young kid, the other running back on that team that I really like. Name's blank. I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up in a second. But then you add DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a fast offense. And I get it. Their defense, there's still some question marks. I don't even know who the guy is at tight end. It's just a guy. I would have really liked to have seen them pick up like an Austin Hooper, for example, or trade for a Hayden Hurst. But they filled a lot of pieces. So you're going to see exactly how good Kyler Murray can be and Cliff Kingsbury can be. But they went from a team that I believe was directionless 2 years ago to a team that I think is going to be one of the more fascinating, fun teams to watch, at least on the offensive side of the ball. And 3, I don't know why nobody's talking about this team. Why? Because they have to play Patrick Mahomes twice a year? Okay. They got to, I don't understand why nobody's talking about the Denver Broncos. To me, I'll just list it right here. This is their offense, ladies and gentlemen. Tight end, Noah Fant. Don't know him. He's pretty good. They're 3 wide receivers. Cortland Sutton, young, pretty freaking good. Look at what he did last year. Jerry Jeudy, remember that guy? I think we all really like him. And KJ Hamler, remember him? We all really wanted him. Their 2 running backs, Phillip Lindsay, who they already had, and Melvin Gordon. Pretty good, right? The only question is, who the hell is Drew Lock? He looked pretty good at the end of last year. Won a big chunk of his games when he came in. Looked like one of the worst teams. And he came in, he was pretty good. 5 out of the last 7, I believe.
Yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah, at the end of the year, yep.
Chase Edmonds, thank you, Gavin. That was the other running back along with Kenyon Drake. Thank you, sir. So I love what they did there. And then you look at their defense. You added freaking AJ Boye. You stole him from the Jaguars. You stole AJ
for a fourth
Boye.
rounder. For a fourth rounder.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So you got him. You got Melvin Gordon, Jerry Jeudy. Just think about that. Your 4 big additions, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Melvin Gordon, and AJ Boye. Come on now. Again, not saying they're a lot to win the Super Bowl, but they've vastly improved.
They did.
So that's my list.
All right. I am not looking at our usual StreamYard right now. Is it off so I can flip over to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah, why?
All right.
Yeah.
What up,
here we go. All right. So the next person on deck is Mr. Dellavecchio.
So we're doing least improvement this time, huh?
No, most improved.
Most improved.
You don't even know your own friggin' list.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. My bad.
What did you do?
I don't know why. For some reason, I thought my mind was just going crazy. But so obviously, my number 1 coming out of the draft, we're doing post-draft as well. So post-draft and free agency so far, number 1 team is Denver Broncos, right? They added Jerry Jeudy, they added KJ Hamler, they added AJ Boye to already that great defense out there in Denver, right? But the still question mark is with Drew Lock. But you saw at the end of the year what Drew Lock could do with that Denver Broncos team when he had, when they got rid of Emmanuel Sanders. So really his only wide receiver was Cortland Sutton. I think he won 5 out of the last 7 games, we just said, which is still good for Drew Lock, a first year guy. Obviously, Ryan touched on it. They brought in Melvin Gordon with already a guy in Phillip Lindsay back there. So that's my most improved team throughout this whole entire off season so far. Number 2 is the Chargers, man. Right, you got rid of Phillip Rivers, who that boat was sailed. About you probably did it 2 to 3 years late, right? But you brought in Justin Herbert, a guy that should be starting day 1, but we all know how it works. You're going to give Tyrod, a couple of weeks like he did in Cleveland. It might fall apart, it might go. We never know. But then Justin Herbert stays in, and look at those weapons he has. Right, he has Hunter Henry, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. Right, and he has an electrifying running back, a guy that catches everything out of the backfield, and Austin Eckler as well. And then you have a defense that is just unreal. And they traded back into the first round in the draft and got Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma, just another piece, just another toy you could throw in that defense with Derwin James and those guys. So those are my number 2. And obviously number 3, they got to be on the list because whenever you get TB12 in your team, you're on a match Super Bowl contender, bro. And I will tell you this, TB12 already has better weapons than he ever did in New England.
You're saying ever did?
Ever did. Ever did.
Not even the Randy Moss year?
Ever did. Ever did. Better. He had it better. He has Goodwin now. He has Mike Evans, OJ Howard. Dude, it's going to be crazy. But that TB12,
I understand.
number 3 on my list.
That's one hell of a statement.
He finally has weapons, though, right? Because after, but if you think about it, after that Patriots team, when they let Randy go, he never got that guy back. He never got that weapon back. Never has, right? So now he actually has weapons that can actually produce and do something with. He has toys now to play with. Okay, it's not hand-me-downs; they're new toys.
I hear you.
Okay,
I got you.
He's gonna do good.
Ted FX, there's no way that 2007 team had 2 number 1 wide receivers in their prime. Well, I mean,
Deion Branch, and Randy Moss as well. But I mean, look what happened.
Ralph's defense, I would say that Godwin and Mike Evans are they are 2 number 1 receivers.
I mean, they're up there, man. They're up there, and they're still.
I will say, I don't know if it's his best weapons ever, but it's pretty damn good.
What am I thinking? They got OJ Howard and they got Gronk. What am
and Cameron Brake's pretty good.
I mean, you got Gronk. When that first happened, I was like, you know what? Maybe the Patriots could get a first rounder for Gronk still because he's still that good, right? Obviously, they didn't think what was it? Was like a fifth rounder, fourth rounder, something like that for Gronkowski. The Buccaneers did.
I think it was a fourth.
It was a fourth.
It was like a fourth and a seventh or something.
Yeah, something small like that. But I mean, obviously, like that, you get Gronk still. And guys, listen, man. Whenever you get Tom Brady, whenever you get a Hall of Famer, even though he's 43 years old, about to be 43 years old, the guy can still play, and he's got weapons now. The only question mark on that Buccaneers team now is that offensive line.
No, Harlem Cowboy, no. Good to see you. No. It's good to see you. Let's see. Monster Mike says Buffalo should be in talks also. They're up there. They're up there.
Yeah,
on
they're up there.
Let's see here. Gavin says Broncos have some really good wide receivers, especially out of the
Oh,
like all the guys we wanted. All the guys. Okay, we're just going to take them. We're just going to take them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gavin says Buck should be on everyone's list.
Yeah.
Dean Jones says if you pick up Timmy Jernigan and Shady, Eagles go from 9th youngest to the 19th.
Yeah, that would not look good.
Yeah,
and here you go.
For the mentality of let's get younger.
Don has some breaking news for you.
What's up?
Here, I'll just let you read this.
Shop at Forever 21. Well done, Don. Go green, baby. Go green, baby.
One hell of a comeback.
You know what it
there.
is.
It's one hell of a comeback there, Ralphie.
Wow.
You'll see when he steps on that field, man. I think I might be the only Andre Dillard supporter in the entire city of Philadelphia.
He's a Philadelphia Eagle.
The way you harp on him every week. I don't know.
I would say you're the only. I would say that you're the only.
If he does great by week 5, if he's freaking amazing, I don't want to hear a peep out of your mouth about Andre Dillard.
I'm rooting for him, but I will say again, you're the only hater.
You're the only hater of Jason Peters. Yeah. That's the issue.
Yeah.
You do not want to see this team succeed. You want to see Carson get hurt. I know.
Say that. Don't say that.
You ranting about Nick Foles or Jalen.
Oh, Jesus. Don't put those words in my mouth.
I know. Oh, I don't have to. You've said it. Your actions have said it. Actions are louder than words, Ralph.
Don't you know that your actions have consequences?
Yeah.
I think that was English. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don says, "Wow, Ralph, no, you didn't just say go green." Unfortunately, he did. Unfortunately, he did.
Yeah.
Frank.
Yes.
Go ahead, Frank. Pull your list
now
up.
my list. I just found these were 3 teams. Like I didn't have any preference on my teams that I listed. So we're gonna pull up. All right, there we go. All right, so for my list, I got the Miami Dolphins as a significantly improved team. They took advantage of the draft. They took advantage of the free agency period. They found their franchise guy in Tua. They had a great – I believe they had a really good draft, especially with all that draft stock they have. You get Tua, you get Austin Jackson, you get Noah Igbinoghene, Robert Hunt. You got three pieces of your offense and then a bolstered up part of your secondary. You also won in free agency too. I mean, some of the ones that stood out, Byron Jones surprised everybody by going to the Dolphins. Everybody thought, oh, he might go to the Raiders. He might go to the Eagles. Nope, he goes to Miami. Then you get Kyle Van Noy. Yes, it's a little bit tricky with this one because we all know how former Patriots do on other teams. But luckily, Brian Flores, another person in the Patriot way. So hopefully that contract will stick out. And you also get Shaq Lawson as well. So I kind of like how they did this offseason. I hope some of the contracts that they did pay off, especially with the Van Noy and the really controversial Eric Flowers contract. I hope he gets a fresh start. Number 2, I got Tampa Bay. I mean, what's there more to say about Tom Brady? I mean, one of the greatest quarterbacks.
I really want you to sell me on 3. I really need you to sell me on 3. Sell
you on 3? All right.
Yes.
The first, I mean, we basically hit every nail on the head with Tampa Bay. You also added Antoine Winfield in a very deep secondary. I think that's definitely going to help the Bucs' chances. Are they going to call some fits in the NFC South? Absolutely. Are they going to take over to the Saints as the South best team? We'll see what happens regarding the Drew Brees situation.
I know, Gavin. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm giving him a shot. I'm not going to go crazy yet.
So with the Colts, you have an outstanding O-line. You got one of the best O-lines in the league, Quentin Nelson. They added some more.
Who they add?
To that running game? To the running game, they added Jonathan Taylor along with Marlon Mack. That's right behind that O-line. That's going to be something.
Good move.
Phillip Rivers. I mean, it sets you up to bridge or get Jacoby Brissett to be the future number 1, but you also find your potential starter in Jacob Eason. So, I'm not too thrilled with that trio, but I think they'll do just fine behind that.
Clearly you're thrilled because you have them in the top 3. Clearly you're thrilled.
I mean, the rest of the AFC South has done bupkis. Do you think the Texans are going to repeat as the AFC South champions? Absolutely not.
Listen, I didn't have the Colts on my list.
Well, another person had the Colts on their list.
Go on, keep selling me. Sell me.
I mean, you also had DeForest Buckner.
So how did the Colts? Yeah, it was a good move. How did the Colts improve more than? Hold on, who do you have on this list? How do you say they have more improvements than the Broncos, than the Ravens, who I didn't even talk about the Ravens?
I had the Ravens as an honorable mention because they're already a great team. They added just a little bit more on defense, but I was looking at both sides of the ball in my case. I'm looking at the division, and I'm looking at what they might be as a potential playoff team. I see the Colts as a potential playoff team. They can move up from 7-9. The Titans, I don't think they've done enough to stand their ground as a playoff contender.
What did they lose?
I mean, they lost. I mean, I wish I had the transactions up right now, but they lost a couple pieces.
Did they lose Tannehill?
No, they kept Tannehill.
Did they lose Derrick Henry?
No. They're still good, but I just don't think they've done enough to build upon that in the offseason.
You're confident in Phillip Rivers?
Behind that O-line.
That is true. I mean, the Colts do have a good O-line. The Colts do have a good O-line now.
Does the O-line throw the football?
Well, when you have a good O-line, it makes your quarterback look good, though.
And your running backs look better, too.
Yes, they do.
Better than Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler?
I mean, look at the Cowboys, right?
No.
We talked about it last week, though, with the Cowboys.
What?
When one of them goes down, Dak's numbers drop tremendously.
Where'd Dak Prescott come from?
No, I'm talking about O-line. The O-line and the quarterback play.
No, that's fine. But then we started talking about running backs. You mean to tell me that Marlon Mack and friggin' who they pick up? DeAndre Swift?
No, Jonathan
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor and Marlon Mack is better than Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler? I'm sorry.
Well, Melvin Gordon's not. Oh, are you talking about when Phillip Rivers was there?
I just heard that it's an improvement from what Phillip Rivers had. Phillip Rivers had Austin Eckler, who was a top 3, maybe the best numbers-wise running back in the league last year. Numbers-wise, okay?
Yeah.
Not saying he's the best talent, best numbers-wise. It was him and Melvin Gordon. How are those two not better? I don't understand that.
I disagree. I think Melvin and Eckler are way better.
Marlon Mack can't stay on the field, and freaking Jonathan Taylor's never played in the NFL before.
Yeah.
The Colts are okay. They're a good team.
Go ahead, Frank.
But I do have them, of that entire division. I think the Colts improved much compared to some of the other divisions.
But you're saying confidently that you believe they're the third most improved team in the NFL.
I think they improved in the NFL.
Are they that's not what I'm asking. Are they the third most improved?
They're up there.
Are they? It's a yes or no question.
Yes,
are they the third most improved team in the NFL?
I mean, if Tom had the Eagles on his 3 most improved teams list, I can have the Colts.
I'm asking Frank. I'm asking Frank. Are the Colts the third?
I do have them as the third. Yes.
Okay. That's all I was trying to get. I disagree.
Going to Don's comment real quick. That he said, I think the Browns improved this offseason.
Yes, I agree.
They did, but we said that last offseason too, and look where they are.
Yeah.
Until Baker shows me what he can do with the weapons he now has on offense, right? You still have Njoku, you still have Austin Hooper, you have OBJ, you have Jarvis Landry. Until you can show me what you can do with those weapons, then I'll consider you. What you showed me last year with those 2 studs at wide receiver, granted, you lost Njoku early in the season, and I didn't think he came back for the rest of the year. He was out. So you only had OBJ and Jarvis Landry, which is still no excuse because they're still high-performance players. I mean, there's no excuses there. So you show me what you can do in the NFL with the talent now that you have on the offensive side of the ball, then I'll make a case for you. Right now, I'll stay away from the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I think they got way better on paper. I mean, to Ralph's point, the culture.
Oh, by the way, they got my boy Conklin. They got Conklin in the free agency. Yeah. Austin Hooper. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They didn't lose Njoku, so he's still there. They got Austin Hooper, OBJ, Jarvis Landry. They added Conklin in the offseason as well. So, like I said, once he gets this going with Baker Mayfield, I'll make a case for him.
Gotcha. Let's see. Fire says they're no better than they were with Luck, talking about the Colts. Let's see. Don said, but Ralph, that they let that idiot coach Freddie Kitchens go.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been saying this about the Browns for almost 20 years now with head coaches, right? Because it seems like it's a revolving door out there in Cleveland.
You're going more based off of culture. You're saying until the Browns stop being the Browns.
Yeah, then I'll make a case for it. Because you think about it, right? We put last year. I know a couple of people put stock into the Browns last year with Freddie Kitchens, and then that whole offensive side of the ball and their defense was actually pretty. Yeah, the defense was pretty good. But then they got onto the field, and it's like they didn't know how to play football anymore, right? They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what was going on. Players were arguing with coaches on the sideline almost every single game you saw on TV.
Who's the Browns' new coach, Stefanski?
Yes.
Prism says the Browns will suck until they go and trade as many picks as needed to get Aaron Rodgers. That's interesting, but if I put my conspiracy theory hat on for a second, my bold prediction hat, I would say that if Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere, I think he's going out west. He's going to be the future quarterback of the 49ers.
He's going out west.
Sorry, Kevin and Jimmy G. My apologies. Dean Jones saying, without his stud running back, Dak is an average quarterback at best.
That is true. That is also true.
Elliott 20% of a salary like Dak's agent. Well, maybe that's why he's asking to be paid all that much. Maybe he's going
That is very true, Dean. That is very true. And it's the same truth with the offensive line. Go look at Dak's numbers when one of those offensive linemen come out of the game or they're not there for that week. His numbers dip dramatically.
By the way, fam, if you're just joining us, feel free to ask us any questions regarding the Philadelphia Eagles, anything, any questions at all regarding the Eagles or throughout the entire NFL. We'll do a little Q&A sesh throughout the show here as we're going through the most improved teams. Let's see. Prism says the Colts O-line is 10 times better than the Chargers. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Prism has a hot take. He says, hot take, Andrew Luck returns next year to sign with the Patriots after getting healthy with 2 years off. Nah, I think he's gone, man.
No,
I think he's
done.
And plus, they're not Trevor Lawrence or Jacob Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Justin Fields. And by the way, it's shocking. Justin Fields is not even ranked that high on some people's boards so far yet. Very early.
I mean, it's
Joe Burrow
we're
was ranked
super
as a
early.
sixth. Joe Burrow was ranked as a sixth rounder last year. So.
Yeah. I mean, you never know what's going to happen during the college season. Stocks are going to go up. Stocks are going to crash. So,
all right, now let's go. We already did the most improved teams. Now let's talk about the teams that we believe have gotten worse. Frank, you ready for me to put it up on the screen?
Yours is up.
All right. I think it's a real simple, easy list. If the Patriots aren't on anybody's list, I don't know. Listen, you guys must all be Patriots fans. You lost Tom Brady. You look at the wide receivers, your best wide receiver is freaking Julian Edelman without Tom Brady. Mohamed Sanu, I like James White. I like Sony Michel. Their offensive line, it's not great. They lost offensive pieces. You lost Van Noy. They're talking that they're going to have freaking Brian Hoyer as the week 1 starter. To me, it's obvious they're trying to be around a mediocre team. They were acquiring picks the last 2 years. They want to be within reaching distance, and they're going to trade up for a quarterback in the draft. To me, you went from the big bad Patriots to, well, we're just going to wait a year and chill and see who the best quarterback is in the draft. So
what they're going to do, like we always say, it's a copycat league. So you take one out of the Miami Dolphins playbook, right?
Yeah.
You play the game till like the third, midway through the third, and you say, okay, let's relax a little bit here, right? let's bring some guys out, put some first year guys in, and let's see what we have, type of thing. So I mean, I'm all for number one. I mean, the Patriots. Yeah, right. I agree with that, man.
Number 2. Again, you look at the Los Angeles Rams. Todd Gurley, I understand he was injured. It's still Todd Gurley who was a huge portion of that offense, huge part of that offense.
Yes.
Now is gone.
Yeah.
You drafted a kid. That's cool. He's not Todd Gurley. At least he isn't yet. Offensive line, lost some pieces. Defense, lost some pieces. Lost Corey Littleton. Lost Marcus Peters, obviously, and that was via trade in the middle of the season, but gone. You lost, obviously, Roby Coleman, gone.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks, gone. You just have Jared Goff there now.
And
Jared
by the way,
Cooper Kupp, who I like, and now you got rid of all those assets for one thing, Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
I said this time last year, or back, not this time last year, but back right after they traded for him at the deadline, I said that I heard a little chirp here, a little chirp here. I said they knew that they were going to be stuck this offseason because they traded away all of those assets, all the first rounders, and they would be struggling to pay him. But they had to make the moves for a non-football reason due to the PSLs or the seating. And obviously now you see that they might not have fans the seating to where that's really going to blow up in their face. They're obviously the new stadium. They needed a star. They needed the guy. Jared Goff wasn't going to fit that role. Todd Gurley was obviously out the door. They went for Jalen Ramsey. Now you see there's a holdout. Once again, they're not able to pay him. And when they do, they're going to be handcuffed. They just absolutely overpaid for Jared Goff. It's what happens. He was number 1 pick. You had to do it. And then he took a huge step back. I still think he can play. I'm not saying he's a scrub. But listen, he needs to prove some things, especially to the Rams.
I'll tell you what, that Carson Wentz contract's looking really good, huh, boys?
Yeah.
Because what they're getting paid right now, man, it's making Carson Wentz look like a bargain deal. Bargain deal.
And then you have, if you are able, and they have to pay Jalen Ramsey because you gave up 2 firsts for him.
Yeah, you have to pay him. You have to keep him. And like you said, Ryan, they're going to handcuff them for how many years they signed Jalen Ramsey, whether it be a 3 or 4 year deal. They are stuck on that deal for 3 or 4 years.
They are in cap hell.
Because guess what, buddy? You ain't getting them picks back. Three to 4 years down the line, I don't care how good Jalen Ramsey is, you ain't getting them picks back of what you gave up for Jalen Ramsey to begin with. So if it's a 3 year deal, 4 year deal, you're stuck with him.
So like I know, especially Dave, Dave Roscoe, I know a lot of Rams fans watch us, and I said I reported, a rumor that I had heard from a really good source right after they lost in the Super Bowl that they were lying about the Todd Gurley injury, that it was more of an arthritis, but That's when you were hearing Sean McVay say, "Oh, it was fine. He's fine." Once again, it shows they were lying. So again, we saw it there. And like I said, in the middle of the season, they knew they were in trouble. They knew they had to do it because of the new stadium, the ownership, and branding. That team, they went the dream team type route. We're going to go all in. They screwed it up.
Yep.
I'm not saying they're screwed, but they're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
And number 3 is the Houston Texans. Bill O'Brien, again. Did I not say, how long have I said I've hated Bill O'Brien, Frank?
For as long as he's been in the NFL so far.
Probably since what was our first show together? 2015.
About 4 years ago, Frank. About 4 years ago.
15, 16.
Yeah. So now everybody who's a Texans fan understands why I hate Bill O'Brien. I get it. You had to pay DeAndre Hopkins. But as I've always said when we've argued about, would we try to trade for Christian McCaffrey or big name player here, or Julio Jones, and everyone, or Yannick Ngakoue, for example, because that was obviously a hot topic. And everyone follows it up with, but Ryan, you have to pay him. I always say some GMs and coaches and fan bases wish they were in a position to have the opportunity to pay a guy like that, because that means you have a guy like that. Some teams aren't even able to get somebody as talented as him in the building.
Yeah.
You had him in the building and you pissed him off. And you also pissed off your quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Followed up with Brandon Cooks. Okay, he's good when he's healthy. He's never healthy. Kenny Stills. Okay, he's good when he's healthy. He's never healthy. David Johnson, he's good when he's healthy. He's never healthy.
Same thing with Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb, he's good when he's healthy. Also, he was good like 3 years ago. So
yeah,
he's good. When healthy, okay, they'll be a fun team, but you can look at that entire offense and also J.J. Watt. There's a trend. They went from, it's Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, really fun team, to this
Bill
is going
O'Brien's sloppy mess.
Literally known as the NFL injured reserve list.
Mm-hmm.
So, to your point from earlier, Frank, in a different kind of aspect, I do believe the Texans are going to take a huge step back.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel bad for Deshaun Watson because he's going to spend another season running for his life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien, not a good coach, even worse GM. I'm very interested to see Ralph's list. While you're doing that, Fire says Trevor Lawrence to the Patriots. Don has his least improved is the Chicago Bears. We have a couple questions which we'll get to in a minute from Prism and Don. And then Don also says, Will Fuller injury prone too. Yeah. Pretty good when he's healthy. But once again, he's never healthy.
Yep.
Let's see. And Gavin agrees with my list. Okay. This is big for you, Ralphie.
Here we go, baby. Bring it up. Yet. All right, here we go. My least improved teams of the NFL season. Okay? Number 1. Ryan touched on it already as his third team, and my first team is the Houston Texans. Okay? First of all, Bill O'Brien. My God. It shows it doesn't take that much to be a GM or a head coach in the NFL. Okay? Well, you did this offseason, right? Or even to start the season this year. 1, you traded away Clowney. I get it. You didn't even get a first-round pick for him. You didn't even get a first. Okay, you got a third and 2 guys, a linebacker in, oh my God.
Arkevius Mingo.
Who's not on the team anymore. So basically, you just got a third rounder for Clowney for nothing. Okay, Seattle laughed at you. Okay, awesome. Another thing, you didn't even get a first rounder for the best wide receiver in the league. You got an injury-prone David Johnson for DeAndre Hopkins. What are we doing, dude? What are we doing? You are the worst GM / coach / whatever you want to be in the history of the NFL. Okay?
But is Bill O'Brien better than Chip Kelly as a coach / GM?
No.
It's like saying what's better, the trash on the right side of the screen or the trash on the left side of the screen?
Yeah, dude. The Texans are bad, man. And like you said, Ryan, you feel bad for Deshaun Watson because another reason, you took away his best option and you didn't put another option in for Watson, right? You gave him trash, okay? You took out the best thing you had, right? Put him over here, you sent him away. Then you grab the trash and you put it right back in the spot. That's how bad it is, dude, out in Houston. And you know what? I feel bad for Houston. Houston, listen, I'm almost out of breath from doing that. Okay, next one. Next one. Jacksonville. Where do we begin with Jacksonville? Okay.
Well, Ralph, they have Gardner Minshew.
Minshew mania.
I'll get on that. I'll get that on in a second. Okay.
Oh yeah, stuff for it.
Does he have like
Jalen
Ramsey for it?
Jalen Ramsey. I understand that, the whole thing with Jalen Ramsey and the disrespect stuff, and I'm with Jalen Ramsey on that. I'm with him on that, and it was the right, and he went his different ways, because once it's sour, you can't put it back, right? Almost the same thing with the Houston Texans. Once that whole they had butted in, you can't replace that, you can't fix that. But you traded Calais Campbell, a guy that's an All-Pro, to the Ravens for a 4th rounder. Another bad trade, right? You gave fucking AJ Bouye to the Broncos for a 4th rounder. So you didn't get any value out of your top 2 guys that played defense for you.
They unloaded so many contracts, though.
So I understand that. But at the end of the day, you still didn't get better this offseason. You're a complete slop still. A complete slop. Okay? Also, Gardner Minshew. Granted, Minshew Mania was there for 3 weeks. Then he played a real defense, and he got his mouth, he got punched in the mouth a little bit. Didn't recover. So that's another question mark they got. Number 3. Number 3 is the Green Bay Packers for me. Okay? You know why? Because they went into the draft and they said, hey, Aaron, we got some weapons for you. It's April Fool's Day. It's a late April Fool's Day. Okay, they hung up. They didn't get Aaron Rodgers. They didn't get Aaron Rodgers any weapons again. Okay, Devontae Adams, great player, but he can't stay healthy enough to be on the field for Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, they went with they have Aaron Jones as their running back, good running back. But yet again, another draft where there was offensive talent to surround Aaron Rodgers going into his later stage of his career, and you didn't give him talent. What did you do? What did you do in the first round? What did you do in the first round, Green Bay?
Traded up for a quarterback.
You traded up 4 spots to get Jordan Love, who was going to be there. Shut up. Who was going to be there at number 30. What did you do? What did you do in the second round, Rye? What did you do in the second round?
I don't know. You told me to shut up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You drafted a backup running back in AJ. Not in the second round. You drafted a backup running back, AJ Dillon. And then the next day, Matt LaFleur says, yeah, I think we still need some pieces around this offense.
Oh, really? You know what Aaron Rodgers did when he sold that pick, Ralphie?
As for a trade, that's what he should have done.
No, he did this. He said this.
I'm in danger.
That's what he did.
Yep.
That's the poor guy did.
So those are my top 3. Top 3 teams that didn't get better in this offseason. The Packers had so many chances in that draft, either in the first round or even the second round, to give more stability to Aaron Rodgers, and they didn't do that.
More what, Ralph?
You know what I mean. I'm not
stability.
Try it again.
Stability. Yeah, stability.
Stability.
That's what I said, right?
Ralph, here's where I struggle.
Oh,
Ralph, here's where I struggle, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love your picks. Listen, I love the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
Listen, Don loves it. He says, I absolutely love your number 3. I get it.
Let's go, Don.
We're for the people.
Let's go, baby.
How do you not have the Patriots on here?
The reason why I don't have the Patriots is because I know what they're doing, right? It's easy to tell what they're doing. They're going to suck this year, no matter how much they're doing. They're doing what the Dolphins are doing, what they did last year.
But the Dolphins did this year. Sucked. Still means they suck.
Yeah, but I already know what the Dolphins. I already know what the Patriots are going to do this year. They're going to absolutely suck. They're going to put a package together to either move up to number 1 or suck for the number 1 pick and get Trevor Lawrence, and then they're back on the yellow brick road. So you're
saying they're tanking.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So-
When you start Brian Hoyer as your quarterback,
Or Stidham. Doesn't really
you're
matter.
tanking though, Rod. You're tanking
Yeah.
though. And how many tight ends did they draft this year? They drafted about three.
Well,
Three tight ends.
Better chance one of them ends up being Gronk.
Yeah, right. So I mean, that was the only reason why I didn't put them on my list, is because I see what they're doing.
I want to get to somebody's question because I don't want it to bury too far.
Sure.
And then we'll get to Frank's here.
Yes.
Let me see. I gotta find it. You guys continue with the comments. We're loving it.
Yes.
Let's see. Don. I'll ask you all early about, out of a 1 out of a 10, how confident are you the Eagles are going? Are you in the Eagles going into the season?
It would have been a 10 if we got a middle linebacker, but since we don't got a middle linebacker, I'm gonna go 9. And the reason why I go 9 is because, well, obviously we don't have a middle linebacker, and that boy on the left side, Andre Dillard, is starting, baby. Let's go, Birds. EAGLES, Eagles. That's a 9 for me, Don. Let's go, baby. I'm excited for this football season. I hope it starts. I hope it begins, because I'm excited. I'm very excited. How about you, Frank? What's scale of 1 to 10?
I'm excited for this team, but there are still some questions going into the season, especially with the young wide receiver core. Can they actually catch a ball? Can they do something better than last year? We still have some questions with the linebackers. So there's some questions going around. So I am excited for this team, but I'm still skeptical on how this playbook is going to play out. We'll see when August comes around for the preseason. So right now I have a 7.5.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going specific. Don says, talking about the tight end thing, he says, I once dated 3 girls hoping one would be the wife. It's a good approach. It's a good approach. Prism says Jaguars aren't trading out of the number 1.
If they get the number 1 pick.
Well,
that's another thing. If they get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
The pace they're going in, they'll probably get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Confidence for me, God. I love what they did on defense, but still no linebackers. We still have a huge question mark with our second cornerback. Is it Sidney Jones? No, they still have time to bring in a Logan Ryan, for example. But, until we know what Sidney Jones is, we still have a huge question mark there. Now, like I said last week and in many past weeks, it's better to have 1 question marks as opposed to 2 question marks there. And one of those question marks were obviously solved. You go from Ronald freaking Darby to Darius Slay, so it's very good.
Yeah.
And on offense, again, who the hell is Andre Dillard? I don't know. I got to say it. I have to say it. I'm being fair. I'm rooting for the kid. I don't want him to suck, but I don't know what he is. The actions and kind of the things they're saying and the rumors tell me the Philadelphia Eagles, the organization, don't fully trust Andre Dillard. So if they don't, why should I? I'm not saying that, if they brought in Jason Peters, my confidence level would go to a friggin' 10 or an 11 because, Jason Peters, he's just there for insurance. Running back, I don't love the running back situation because I love Miles Sanders. I like Boston Scott as number 3. Corey Clement, depth guy, okay. Killins, and who's the other guy? Warren. I like him.
Michael Warren.
Yes,
Yeah.
Michael Warren.
Holyfield, they're all just pieces that we got to figure out how they're going to, fill in. If you bring in a Devontae Freeman, love it. If you're able to trade for somebody else, fantasy land, if you're able to get like a Leonard Fournette, for example, love it. Then my confidence is way higher. Tight ends, we're getting from the tight ends and the wide receivers. I feel good knowing that Deshaun's going to come back. For how long, I don't know. Nobody knows. Alshon, when he does come back, I would say that, he's still going to be a capable wide receiver. And, hopefully some of the pressure's off of him now. That's not just him, and Deshaun there. But then again, Jalen Reagor, I think he's going to be good, but how much do we really put into a rookie wide receiver? Hightower, I like him, but late round pick. Quez Watkins, Marquise Goodwin, role players. Arcega-Whiteside, who the hell is he? So again, you look at, the running backs and you look at the wide receivers, 2 big important positions on the offensive side of the ball, kind of project-ish type situations. Big question marks. So to me, 7, 6.5, 7, something like that. Just because there's a lot of questions, man. There's a lot of questions.
Yep.
Let's see. Prism said, did you see how many pass rushers he has to
Yes,
face?
I actually saw that regarding
You have a
Mr.
list?
Tillard.
Yeah,
He actually
does
has
have
the
a
list. He does have the list. Let me find it. These comments are flying so fast. But I know he mentioned
Greg Ward.
Montez.
Sorry, Greg Ward. Yeah, Greg Ward too.
I can
When you find it, let me know, Frank. I'm going to go to the next question. Philly fan 2003 says the Eagles should try to bring back Nigel Bradham on a cheap 1 or 2 year deal. Completely agree.
Yeah, I agree. with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
What do you guys think as far as percentage? As far as the likelihood that he's back.
Well, last week we said, what did I say last week? I think I had it up to 70% that he was going to be up. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna keep it at 70%.
All right, fam. Let us know in the comments. What you think too. Frank, whenever you pull up the list, let me know.
I can't find it. I'm
right,
looking
Ralph.
everywhere.
What's up, buddy?
No, I'm saying like on the Google. Like there's a Google machine.
Yeah.
All right. Frank, let's go to your list.
Yes. All right. So my list, as what Ralph said, I know what the Pats are trying to do. There it is. Yep, I see it.
So he's going to face Chase Young, Bosa, Watt, Garrett, Chandler Jones, Jordan, Sedarius Smith, Dexter Fowler, Carlos Dunlap. All 10-plus sack guys. Jason Peters isn't he? Listen, I have confidence. I have confidence in Andre Dillon.
Oh, we know you have confidence.
This guy right here, not so much. Not so much.
Yeah, on the Google. Taylor, on the Google. All right. Go ahead. You're going to have to sell me again.
Sell me again, Frank.
Well, I mean, it was a combination of both of your lists when I was making these graphics. Of course, the Texans, they really bungled this offseason big time. Regarding DeAndre Hopkins and getting Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb. As you said, Ryan, they can be good when they're healthy, but right now, I'm just not sold on the Texans right now. Bill O'Brien he's a giant dunce as a coach and a GM. Number 2, I mean, I don't know why I had the Packers at number 2. I was just writing as it was going along. The Packers, if you fail to address the weapons for Aaron Rodgers, they lost a lot of pieces in free agency, especially on their defense. You lose Blake Martinez, you lose Brian Balaga. They did get Christian Kirksey, which is a great signing. But other than that, I mean, nothing is really wow-worthy, especially if you're the runners-up of the NFC. You once again, I think they're going to take a big step back, and the rest of the NFC North is going to be It's going to be messy. The NFC North, I think, going into the season, it's going to be down to the Vikings and Pack for the North. And the Rams, they're a shell of their former selves.
Quick question, and fam, chime in on this. Right now, who do you think the favorite is to win that division? It's still the freaking Packers, guys. What team? No offense, Don. No offense, but I think you can even agree with this. What team in that division took a huge step? Nick Foles? The Vikings lost Trayvon Diggs and a ton of pieces on defense. And the Lions, again, no disrespect, Don, are the Lions. Come on, guys.
I just think the Packers took a step back.
They're taking a step back. They're not.
What did they improve on this offseason?
What did they lose? You guys keep saying they're going to take a huge step back.
They took their offensive line, took another step back.
Yeah.
They lost their captain on their offensive line to the Chargers.
Okay.
They lost, and they still never gave Aaron Rodgers weapons again.
Yeah, you lose. He lost Geronimo Allison.
Aaron Rodgers
other weapons.
So Aaron Rodgers is going to be 35, going to be 36. Is still going to be running around with a chicken with his head cut off.
I just think it's crazy to say that a team that was in the NFC title game last year, the NFC freaking title game, that they
okay. Well, look at the Eagles. Look at the Eagles.
They're not on my list.
No, I'm just saying. Look at 2017. You were in the Super Bowl, then you came back the following year, and you got beat in the divisional round.
Still made the playoffs. Still made the
Yeah,
playoffs. What are you talking about?
Though.
They
You
lost
still
half
get
their
back,
team.
though.
They lost half their team. What are you talking about? Are we comparing this to the 2018 comeback Eagles?
I'm just saying that the Packers still took a step back. That's
So
my opinion.
who can you confidently say is a better team than the Packers in that division?
I think the Vikings are still pretty good.
The Vikings.
The Vikings are still pretty good.
I know how much we rag on Kirk Cousins, but the Vikings
are still pretty good, dude.
Yeah. Even if they lose Stephon Diggs, they got Justin Jefferson as his replacement.
Don't do that.
Yeah, see, I was waiting in the weeds. I was waiting in the weeds for somebody to say that.
Somebody's gonna say it.
No, but that's an indictment. You cannot, and I like him. You know how much I wanted him. I was upset draft night. We wanted him. There is no shot you can even put those two in the same conversation.
Stephon Diggs and
Justin Jefferson. You don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But yet again, the Vikings defense is still good though, dude. It's still good.
I get it. But again, I'm going to ride with Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams. And again, at the end of the day, you look at what they already had with running backs. And again, I hated their offseason because they didn't get any better.
And the Vikings still have Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He is pretty good. He's really good.
But in my opinion, they lost more pieces than the Vikings. So I'm going to trust if you look at 1A, 1B.
Yeah, I know the Packers did lose. I know the Packers lost more pieces than the Vikings.
No. No. The Vikings.
You said that.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
This is a tape show.
Yes,
you did.
This is a tape show.
Say
that. I know.
The Packers did not lose more than the Vikings. Therefore, I'm going to trust Aaron Rodgers more than Kirk Cousins. I am. I'm going to look at that running back group of Aaron Jones, what they already have, and Davante Adams. I like their weapons a little bit more than what the Vikings have. I do.
Okay.
Call me crazy. I do.
That's your opinion. I'm going to stick by mine. I don't think what they gave Aaron Rodgers in the offseason and in the draft, he didn't give him any weapons.
I just think it's crazy. I just think it's crazy that we're talking about the Packers here, but the Jaguars aren't on the list. The friggin' Patriots aren't on the list. I mean, come on, man. The Patriots got shredded. Come on, man.
Well, I already told you why the Patriots weren't on my list.
I get your reasoning. I understand. I got yours. You know, the Rams, okay. The fact that you have the Packers over the Rams, no, because the Rams are looking like one of the worst organizations right now.
Yeah.
Packers, again.
They bungled that offseason, the Rams. Big time.
And what was your main reason why you had Packers too, Frank?
As what Ralph said.
You said a lot of things. What do you say?
Yeah, everything that Ralph said.
About
the Packers.
Oh, okay, Frank. Okay. I don't know what that means. Ralph and I said a lot of things. Prism says, I got a feeling Aaron Rodgers is going to make it hell for the coach and Jordan Love, and they'll regress from the inside strife. That's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy into that. Dalvin Cook is a monster. I agree.
He is a monster. Yes, he's good, dude.
Yeah.
I wanted him. It was either him or Sidney Jones in 2017, and obviously he got picked before us, so we went Sidney Jones, and I'm still okay with that. But if he would have fell to us in the second round in that draft, I'll take him in a heartbeat, and I would take him in a heartbeat again if we had to redo a draft. Easily.
So this is what we're gonna do, fam. The time is yours. Give us all the questions you got related to the Eagles and the NFL. We're done our improved lists. What we're going to do is we talked about whether or not the Eagles have a top 5 offense in the NFC. We're going to now talk about the defense. Okay. So we look at it. Would you say that we have the best defense in the NFC East?
I would say I'm gonna say. Well, that's tough because the Cowboys' defense is up there, man. It's up there.
Well, let's go back to last week.
Even though they lost Byron Jones, right? Awuzie still a ball player, right? Yeah. They got Trayvon Diggs, who a lot of people last week we saw aren't high on Trayvon Diggs, but I mean he's a good ball player, right? He's a really good ball player. The middle linebackers, they have 2 middle linebackers, that can go sideline to sideline on you in 0.3 seconds. And Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith. Scary.
And you also have Sean Lee, when healthy, is effective.
Is really good. Is really good.
So,
and their defensive line isn't like ours, where they have it's not rotational. It's more 4 to 5 guys, and they have that one rotational piece that's in there for defensive line. So I think that's where I give the up on the Eagles. If we're doing position wise on the defensive side of the ball, and I actually might go corner for the Eagles just because I like Slay and Roby Coleman, but the Cowboys defense is right there. Right there.
Let's go position by position then. You know, like position groups, for example, like we did last week. You know, the defense will split up into 3 position groups: line, linebacker, and secondary. Are you leaning towards we have a better line than the Cowboys?
I am. And the fact just because of the reason that we have more depth and more rotational guys. Like I said, the Cowboys have more of like a 4 to 5 guys that, you know, you have your 4 guys that are going to be your your 3 down guys for the whole entire game, but you have those 1 to 2 guys that are just going to be rotational. Unlike the Eagles, who have, you know, 7, 8 guys on the defensive line that are constantly swapping and rotating and giving Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, you know, the rest that they need throughout the game. So for the defensive line, it's a 1 point for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Linebackers, clearly it's a point for the Cowboys. We don't even have to discuss that.
Yeah.
So it's 1-1. So then it comes to the secondary. And again,
the secondary, yeah. And this is the tough question because Tommy, you know, hit it, you know, we were talking about it last week where, you know, you have Slay and a question mark on the outside, but you have Trayvon Diggs and Awuzie on the outside, right? 2 guys that we already know one guy can play in the NFL, is pretty good, was really, really quiet, but was good only because Byron Jones was there last year. Well, he's ever since he left, you know, now the spotlight's on Awuzie. But now you have Trayvon Diggs, a guy from Alabama who can go do it for you. And I still believe to this day, you know, if teams were allowed to go to pro days and people and players could hold the pro days, Trayvon Diggs was a first rounder in my eyes. Mm-hmm. I had him in the first round, you know, maybe not a early mid, like a late round first guy, but he fell where he fell because of this, the stuff that's happening. But outside of that, I mean, that secondary is right there, man. It's right there. So if I had to go, it's tough because I like Slay and Roby Coleman, but then you still have that question mark on the outside.
Yeah,
you still do.
I'm telling you, man. If Logan Ryan was there, because again,
if Logan Ryan's there, I'm giving it to the Birds easily. Yeah, 100% the Birds.
I wonder, man, if they get him. I wonder.
Well, what I think is going to happen is that I think once training camps get underway, and teams finally see what they have and see these guys, you know, in action and full pads, then I can see a Clowney get signed and a Logan Ryan get signed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My initial thought too, going into this whole thing with not having a off season, is that you would see a lot of teams sign guys that are familiar with the playbook, familiar with the scheme already, because you're at home, right? You're at home, you're doing a virtual like what we're doing. So why would you sign a guy from the outside that has no familiarity with the playbook, no scheme? You know what I mean? So, and that's maybe one of the reasons why they brought, you know, Corey Clement back for a running back, because he has that feel for that running back room. So I can see a lot of teams. I can see a lot of teams doing that as well. But I think once training camps gets rolling and stuff like that, I think you'll start seeing, you know, the other free agents start rolling in.
And especially when you talk about the linebackers, I do have them. I mean, last week I had them last in terms of the NFC East. But you know, if they do sign a guy like Nigel Bradham, that's going to definitely help us out. But there's still some question marks, as you said, the linebackers, who's going to start on the outside. So, you know, when I looked at this, you know, I gave the safeties to us. Corners, you know, I do like Chidobe Awuzie. I mean, I wish we could have got him if we didn't make a move on Sydney. But it's tough. But defense wise, I still have the Eagles as a better defense.
Don, and like I said, fam, keep the questions coming. We have a lot of them that we're going to get to right now. Don says, when looking at the Eagles' schedule, what games are you most excited to see? You know what's funny? We have not touched on the Eagles' schedule once yet.
And I like it.
You like that we haven't touched on it, or you like the Eagles' schedule?
No, well, both, but I'm glad that we haven't touched on it yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody's going to do those way too early predictions.
Well, I mean, there are no sports, so I don't blame them this year.
I don't blame them, but I'm not into the early predictions until once we're seeing what this team looks like come training camp. Then it's time to do those predictions.
Ralph, so who is the most intriguing? Give me the game you're most excited for, and give me the game you are dreading the most.
Let me pull this stuff up because for some reason I don't have it up.
I have the schedule up. Do you want to go with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You can go, Frank.
All right, the game I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we'll start with that. We'll go around, and then we'll do the dread.
I'm going to go Eagles-Ravens.
That's a game you're looking forward to.
Yes, I want to see this D-line against Lamar Jackson. Some of the predictors when the schedule first came out, a lot of people, they were sensing an upset. I want to see our D-line against Lamar Jackson. If they get to Lamar Jackson early, it's going to be living hell for him.
I think
and you factor in the crowd. I mean, well, if there is a crowd,
yeah.
But if you factor in the crowd, if they allow crowds, whoo, man, it's going to be fun.
Mine would be against the 49ers and San Fran. That one is very, very intriguing, right? Because
you're not dreading that one?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. The one I am dreading is the one that Frank had as his looking forward to. Because you know why? You know why, boys? Because it's a running quarterback, and you know what we struggle with? Scrambling quarterbacks have killed us throughout the history of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I remember the game. I remember.
I am dreading that Ravens game, and it's at home. It's at the Lake this year.
So the game I'm most looking forward to, December 13th, 2020, against the New Orleans Saints at the Lake.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to playing Drew Brees or Jamie Winston, however this goes.
Taysom
Hill. In the Link, I'm looking forward to not going down to that dome of hell known as the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, where it seems like anytime our players walk onto the field, half of our roster leaves on crutches or whatever. They don't leave in one piece. I'll just keep it like that. And also, again, Drew Brees is not the same. And this is, you could be like, oh, Ryan, you could say that about any quarterback, but you look at it, Drew Brees struggles in the cold and he struggles on the road in December. So I'm looking forward to getting revenge, and I think that's going to be a good test for us regardless. The game I'm dreading the most, I don't give a damn if it's at home. Anytime I see Russell Wilson and the Seahawks on their schedule, I dread it because we have yet to beat him.
Exactly. That's what I had as my dreaded.
So anytime, and it seems like we played them every year the last 4 years.
And for some reason, it's always an evening or a night game. I'm waiting for the 1:00 game against the Seahawks. I'm waiting for it.
I'm not even waiting for that. I'm waiting for just the season where we don't play the Seahawks ever.
Exactly.
That would be lovely.
Right.
Then we have a question from Gavin saying, do you guys think the Eagles will be injury riddled again this season?
I hope not, but we do have a better medical staff.
Didn't we hear that last year, Frank?
Yeah.
Didn't we hear that the year before, Frank? Didn't we hear that about the Sixers, Frank? And
it's about to be 4 years
Phillies
now.
And Flyers.
4 years.
Would it be Philly if we didn't have injury concerns? Would it be the Eagles?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I like to say if there's a God, we wouldn't be as injury riddled this year, but
we gave up everything for that Super Bowl year, and healthy players. And healthy players was the sacrifice.
Thank God Nick Foles caught that ball. Thank God he didn't pull a Tom Brady and drop the ball. Because we really did sell our soul for that season, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
All for Carson's ACL.
And listen, that's fine. I mean, anything for a Super Bowl, but
yeah,
I would love it. Listen, the question should be, do you think the Eagles will be injury-riddled again in week 1 or week 2? That's the more, I would say, likely
Probably not.
situation. Who knows? Gavin says, can we finally beat the Seahawks this year?
Hopefully.
Well, history says no.
Hopefully.
But hey, we have a quarterback factory, and we have a guy that Russell Wilson inspired us to draft. That was Jalen Hurts. There we go. Brian Wilson. Hi, Wilson. Good to see you.
Hello.
He says, at some point, the odds say we have to not be as injured as we've been the last few years. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and he
true.
also adds, hopefully. Yeah, true. Gavin says, remember the NFL had us going on a 3-week road trip last year because they thought the Phillies might make the playoffs?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I say to that? Thanks, Gabe Kapler.
Thanks, Gabe.
Another collapse by the Phillies. What else is new? We've seen that movie before.
Yeah. We also had the
Just roll the credits on that one.
At least we had baseball back then, though. What's up, Will? It's good to see you. Let me see. Prism says they said Adams wants to Jamal Adams?
Yeah, Jamal Adams.
Wants to be a Cowboy. I don't know if Dallas can afford to pay him $10 million a year and try to sign Dak for $35 million.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, it seems like they sign all these guys and they somehow have all of this money. So
yeah, I don't think they're going to trade for Jamal just because of that reason. Because you're going to have to pay for him. What do you guys do if Howie drafts another quarterback next year? What if he trades away 2 firsts for Jesus Christ?
Cry.
He would never ever hear the end of it. Never.
Hey, Yusuf. See that window, Yusuf? See that window? That's my answer to your question. That's my answer. But I guess now we have to count on it because they have a factory.
Quarterback factory, yep.
No, this is a good question, Don. It's not too early. Because once the season starts, it kind of becomes jaded. Who do you have as an early contender for Rookie of the Year?
CeeDee Lamb.
Such a crumb.
Sorry.
What the odds, Frank? I'm actually interested to see what Vegas has.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
That was quick for me. Jesus, I am.
That was like boom.
God damn.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb.
Why? Just because you think all the attention's going to go to Amari?
Yeah, I think so. Now the Cowboys have weapons on the offensive side of the ball now, right? It's just like you can't double Amari anymore. So it's all 1-on-1 now.
Well, let's go offensive defensive Rookie of the Year.
All right, I actually have the offensive right now.
Oh, mine's easy.
All right,
Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons, defensive
That
player.
was a
Defensive
test. You
rookie
failed
of
the
year.
test. See, that was a test. You failed that.
What,
Man.
you thought I was going to go Patrick Queen?
Of course. Come on, man.
No,
That's your point.
well, remember, I also said that if we were going to move up to the draft, that was another defensive player I would have taken. I would have taken Isaiah Simmons.
Of course. I love Isaiah too, but I thought you were going on brand.
Oh, no. Well, it does feel like since we didn't grab a middle linebacker, it feels like all 3 of them are Hall of Famers already.
Go ahead, Frank. What are the odds?
As soon as I pulled the odds up, it took me away from them for some reason. But if the last time when I
Frank's
looked, I know they
Google today.
Well,
hey,
the
Ralph, do you know what the Google is?
No.
Can you check
the Google?
Was it your odds?
Yeah, rookie offensive.
Yeah, I
rookie
pulled them
year
up,
defensive.
and then they're like, "Oh, go over here," and they got rid of them.
While you're pulling up the odds, I'll give you mine. Okay, I don't know where they are on the odds list. For defense, I'll go Simmons just because.
Oh, there they are.
I'd agree. And offense, I'm going to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Nice, that's a good one.
All right, here we go. I found them.
Succeed in that offense. Quarterback. Let me see. I don't think Burrow is going to get it. Even though he has weapons, but
I don't think Burrow's going to. I don't think, to be honest, I don't think Burrow's going to be coming out of the gate like that this year.
No, I think and their schedule sucks.
Yeah, their schedules are. And you want to talk about a freaking uphill climb for a rookie in his first year? Go look at that schedule. Jesus.
Yusuf has Chase Young. Well, listen,
that's a good one. That's a good one, though. That's a good one, though.
Yeah,
really good one. But when he plays Andre Dillard those 2 times, ain't gonna happen, baby.
No, that'll win him the job. That'll win him the defensive rookie of the year. Tua, I can't say Tua because, the plan is for him to play, but there's no need for him to play right now. And Herbert, I think he should play, but apparently it's the Tyrod Taylor party.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire offense and Isaiah Simmons defense.
That's a good
All right.
one.
And
So
what are the
actually,
odds, Frank? You
I
want to
got
pull it
the
up on the
odds.
screen? You want to pull it up on the screen?
I could just list you the
You can do that. Yeah.
top 6.
Yep.
All
I
right.
got
So
you,
the
Don.
top
Don,
6.
I like that.
All right. So for the offensive rookie of the year, Joe Burrow is the favorite at plus 240.
Nope.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the second favorite at plus 600.
Yeah, perfect position to succeed.
Tua at plus 900.
Nah.
DeAndre Swift
Yeah, that's Don's
at
boy.
plus 1,000. Jonathan Taylor also at plus 1,000. CeeDee Lamb at plus 1,400.
Where's Judy at?
Jerry Jeudy is also plus 1,400.
What's CD Lamb at?
CeeDee Lamb is, I just said it, at plus 1,400. With the other wide receivers, Henry Ruggs is at plus 1,800.
Okay.
Jalen Reagor is at plus 2,000, so 20 to 1 odds. Justin Jefferson at plus 2,200. Let me see. Michael Pittman at 40 to 1 odds. Brandon Ayuk at 40 to 1 odds.
Where's T. Higgins?
T. Higgins.
I'm very interested.
60 to 1 odds.
I take those
60 to 1.
Denzel Mims, 65 to 1. KJ at 80 to 1. Laviska Shenault also 80 to 1. Jalen Hurts also at 80.
Okay, enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enough. I've had enough. See, as soon as I hear that, I'm done. Gavin says, who is your dark horse to win the MVP for this year? Can I say Kyler Murray? Is that technically a dark horse?
Dark horse to win it.
Yeah, I'm going Murray.
Kyler Murray is 26 to 1 odds.
Damn. I don't know.
Where's Dan Vitale and MVP odds? Well, Kevin would have him as the favorite.
Yeah, he would.
If somebody put money on Dan Vitale, and I know it's never going to happen.
Well, it's going to be
but
Kevin.
if that ever were to happen, oh my goodness.
Ralph, your dark horse?
Can't imagine.
Dark horse to win MVP. Obviously, it mostly goes to a quarterback.
Yeah, fam, chime in with yours too.
Dark horse to win MVP.
Ray just says Alshon Jeffrey. No.
I don't know who my dark horse would be.
That's a great answer, Ralph.
I don't know either.
If you had to guess, put in your creative juices for a second.
If I had to guess who my dark horse would be, it's most likely they usually give it to a quarterback. So I'm trying to think of a quarterback outside of like a Tom Brady, Russell Wilson type of players.
I'll go down the divisions. Anybody? I mean, you wouldn't consider Wentz or Dak to be a dark horse, correct?
Nah.
And then you don't think Daniel Jones or freaking Dwayne is going to be in that bubble. All right, so
you know what? Dark horse. Damn. See, I was going to go. Ralph would say Andre Dillard. Jeez.
I was waiting for it.
See, I was thinking Jimmy G, but yet again, I mean, they don't really have the pieces around them, and obviously he showed in the playoffs that they didn't, have hope in him. As
I'll tell you what, you know what you should say. I'm not telling you what to say, but as far as dark horse, taking them as a dark horse because this position doesn't usually win it. DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that's a good one as well.
Yeah.
But I was just going off of quarterbacks because mostly the MVP always goes to.
All right. Well then. All right. So, I'll go down the divisions then. We could see who's kind of
dark
in the category.
Horse?
Matt Ryan.
No. You know what? I'm gonna go. Would Christian McCaffrey be a dark horse to win the MVP?
Position wise, yes, but skill wise, no.
Yeah. See,
I mean, he is at 40 to 1 odds.
No, see, Russell Wilson, Yusuf, he's not a dark horse.
Yeah.
I'd put him as one of the favorites, to be honest.
Yeah, Russell is the second favorite.
Listen, if Lamar
see,
didn't become a freaking god among men last year, Russell Wilson was the MVP. Josh Allen and the Bills Mafia MVP. Chris Blaylock says Drew Lock.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean he's
Lock is in the list. Yeah, 65-1.
You know what's funny too?
Hmm.
The more I think about this, when I was doing my whole monologue earlier, saying that the trend in the NFL is second-year quarterbacks becoming MVP, taking a huge step. You know, you saw Wentz, Mahomes, Lamar, and I just talked about Kyler and Daniel Jones. Well, technically, Drew Lock is a second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I really have to see more from him to go to that. Like, to me, it's Kyler then Lock. I don't think it's really a debate, but given what he has around him, and that offensive line is very good, and the defense is obviously, again, a very good help to a quarterback. What are his odds? Do you want to check his odds, Frank?
Which player?
Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock.
65-1 plus 6,500.
Prism has my dark horse MVP is Dalvin Cook, first running back since Adrian Peterson. Both Vikings on the Vikings, both run, but Cook can catch. Yeah, that's true. Biggest ETM says Drew Lock has a good chance this year, plus Melvin Gordon. Yep. He said that's true. I didn't think about dark horse that much. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it is
because you
tough.
have to think about qualifiers. Matt Stafford's a good one. I don't buy it, but comeback player of the year, sure.
50-1, yeah, for Stafford.
You go down the divisions. Teddy Bridgewater. No, I don't think anyone thinks he's going to have that.
100-1 odds.
Tom Brady. He's not a dark
no,
horse.
he's not a dark horse.
No,
Drew Brees,
but he is the sixth favorite.
Yeah, Drew Brees. No, not a dark horse. The West. Russell Wilson. Not a dark horse.
No.
Jimmy G, I would say, is a dark horse, but I wouldn't.
He's 40-1.
Murray, yes. Jared Goff, he's a dark horse. What are his odds?
70-1 or plus 7,000.
9-foot pole.
Yeah, they lost too many.
No. Yeah, too many pieces. They're a shell of their former self.
Then you go to the AFC. Fill in the blank Patriots quarterback. No. Josh Allen, that's a good dark horse. That's a good one.
Josh Allen, he is.
He's up there, I think.
He's 50-1.
Sam Darnold, once he's done seeing ghosts, I'll believe it.
Darnold, 90-1.
Fitzpatrick / Tua, no.
Fitzmagic is.
Yeah, what are his odds?
150-1.
Jesus.
Same odds as Tua. Nick Foles, DeAndre Hopkins.
Prism asks, what's your boy Phillip Rivers' odds? That might be Frank's favorite, since he has him as a top 3 in his
32-1.
I guess Frank made that list. It's closer to retirement. Come on now. Tannehill, no. Deshaun is I can't say he's a dark horse because he's just too freaking good.
17-1.
Yeah, no. And then Jaguars, I'm just not even going to go there. Then we go to the West. You have Mahomes.
He's the odds-on favorite, yeah.
You could say Derek Carr.
Can I?
80-1.
80-1.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll keep my money under the mattress. I'm not going to waste it on Derek Carr. Better chance I put it on Mariota just because I'm loyal. Justin Herbert / Tyrod Taylor, no. Then you have Drew Lock, okay. And then the final division, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Big Ben's a good one.
See, I get
Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Prism says Big Ben. Baker,
29-1.
Yeah,
good. That's a solid dark horse.
Yeah.
Because of weapons. Lamar.
He's the third favorite at 6-1.
That's no dark horse.
And Joe Burrow. No.
Burrow, he's not in MVP.
John Gruden wants to get rid of Derek Carr. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Don, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Let me find that.
Early prediction for coach. See, this is so tough because
All right.
it's all based off of teams that are playing higher than their expectations.
Well, do you want to know who the odds-on favorite is for?
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably Belichick.
It is Belichick at 10 to 1
Wow.
odds.
Yeah, of course. Can I guess who? Can I? And I, fam, I don't. I'm not looking at this screen. And I don't even have it on my screen. Can I guess who 2 is?
Yes.
Let's try and guess the top 5. Okay, Ralph, you can
All right.
chime in on this too. Obviously, it's probably Andy. Is it Andy?
He is not within the top 5.
You gotta be kidding me.
One obviously.
Well, but he is
Bill.
tied amongst a bunch of other coaches. So.
One is Bill, right?
Yes.
Two would be
Harbaugh?
Bruce Arians.
Correct.
Nice. Number 3, let's
Harbaugh.
do Harbaugh.
No.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Doug? No, Doug.
No. Doug is not in the top 5.
Mike Tomlin?
No.
Pete Carroll.
No.
Okay, stop. I mean, come on. Are these just crazy ones, or am I missing one, like a crazy one?
Sean McVay.
Stop. If Sean McVay, I'm walking off screen if he's on this.
McVay is 22 to 1 odds.
Yeah, thank you. Please don't do the McVay thing to me again, please. I don't want to scream. It's too late. McDermott?
He is at 20 to 1 odds. He's one of the few coaches that have 20 to 1 odds.
What's it called? Mike McCarthy.
McCarthy is the third.
Stop it.
14 to 1 odds.
Come on.
Tied with Arians.
He's a better coach than friggin' Garrett, but come on now. Nah, I'm good. I'm not. I'll keep the money under the mattress for that.
Yeah.
Yusuf says Cliff Kingsbury.
He is 20 to 1. A lot of coaches are 20 to 1 odds.
I need one more. Is he
What
top 5
what
though?
conference?
The other one that is not tied, NFC West.
Oh, it's
Shanahan.
16 to 1 odds. Yes.
Got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
McCarthy shouldn't be on this.
Yeah.
He shouldn't
Yeah.
be anywhere close to
Well, the whole order is, Belichick is 10 to 1, Arians 14 to 1, McCarthy also 14 to 1, Shanahan 16 to 1. Then there's an 8-way tie with 20 to 1 between Frank Reich, Sean McDermott, Mike Vrabel, Andy Reid, Brian Flores, Cliff Kingsbury, Kevin Stefanski, and Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, what's Doug again? Say it again.
Doug is 28 to 1. He is
Who's
tied with.
last?
Well, there's a 3-way tie between.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Ralph, chime in on this too. I think it's going to be Joe Judge. It's got to be the Jaguars coach.
Doug Monroe, yeah. Doug
Marone,
Monroe.
yep.
Doug Marone, not Doug Monroe.
Yeah, Doug Monroe. Yeah, same thing.
Ralph, I got to just get you. I'm just going to.
Listen,
Next
dude,
week's
it's
show, fam,
11:45.
it's just going to be, I'm going to print out a piece of paper with words for Ralph, and he's just going to read them for 2 hours.
We got
it's going to be more entertaining than anything I can ever produce.
Matt
specialties.
LaFleur.
No. He is 30 to 1. Tied
What
with
conference?
Zimmer and Quinn.
What conference?
The other ones.
Matt Patricia.
Patricia, yep.
Yeah, good one.
The other one.
And the last one.
Everybody's favorite coach.
Oh, Bill O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Patricia,
that.
O'Brien,
I
and
love
Marone
that.
have
He's
the
at the
worst
bottom.
odds.
I love that. Yusuf says, if only the Redskins didn't get rid of Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur in favor of keeping Jay Gruden. Well, no offense, Yusuf, but they are the Redskins. They are. And I say that with all the love in my heart. So, fam, if you want to give us any more questions, feel free. It's time for us to go into our favorite time of the week. That's the dumbest thing of the week, which we go over the dumbest thing we saw or heard in the sporting world or throughout the world the last week. And there's a lot. We have a lot. Ralph, I'm just going to ask you this.
Yeah.
Can you please just not say you don't have one this week?
No, it's not the worst thing of the week. It's the best thing I've seen all the week. So I'm going to switch it up. Best thing of the week came out today with the NBA. I guess they're right there of bringing the NBA back. So the NBA might be coming back. It sounds like they're coming back. They already have the place in Orlando. The 22 teams that are getting invited to Orlando. Obviously, 13 teams from the West, 9 from the East. They're gonna have 8. They're gonna have 8 regular season games and then get right into the playoffs. I'm excited. So that's the best thing I've seen so far.
Prism asks, where does Ricky Waters rank amongst Eagles' all-time running backs? Mr. Vespe?
Where does Ricky Waters rank?
That's his question.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the. I mean, I say, let's see. You have Van Buren, Westbrook. I'm not ranking them. I'm just
no. I know what you're doing.
5 others. Van Buren, Westbrook. I mean, you got to throw Shady up there because there's a constant debate between Westbrook and Shady.
Wilbur Montgomery, Miles Sanders up there.
Yeah, you got to throw Wilbur Montgomery on there. Yeah, top 5.
Yeah. He says 5,100 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 3 years. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a great question, Prism. Let's see. It was biggest fan. He says, "What do you think the Eagles' chances are this year? To do what exactly? To do what?
Make the playoffs. Does it make the playoffs? Oh, Ted affects Deuce. He also doing. You could throw in Deuce in the mix.
511, 5,100 all.
Yeah, top 5. Yeah.
So wait, Ralphie. So your best thing all week was that, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
My one concern is
what's up?
Enough with the gimmicks. Enough with the freaking gimmicks. Like, they have the right to play on their own floor. They can bring the flooring over.
Yeah, it's weird.
No,
if the 9th seed is a few games ahead of the 8th, like, just enough.
No.
You don't have to do all this crazy stuff. The best thing for sports fans right now is simplicity. It's seeing the product, viewing the product, enjoying the product. We do not want to have to go through an encyclopedia to figure out what the hell we're watching, okay?
Yeah.
We don't. So I hope they kind of morph these rules because nobody's telling them to have a 9th seed here and a 16th. Like, they're making the rules. Nobody's telling them to do this.
No, you're right.
But to your point, Ralphie, I'm happy this is happening. I really, truly am. And same thing with hockey. I'm very happy with what they do with hockey. I'm very excited. Don's his personal question. Best sports movie of all time. See, I could be on here for another 3 hours.
Yeah.
Give us your top 3. Top 3, Ralphie. We'll each do a top 3.
All right, top 3.
Damn. I've waited all my life to answer this question, and I'm not prepared.
Top 3 sports movies.
Top 3 for me.
For me? Are we doing for me?
Yeah.
Damn, put me on the spot. Can't go wrong with Miracle, so I'm gonna put that at 3. For me.
Yep.
For me.
That's in my top 3.
Number 2, Sandlot, easy.
It's good, but it's not top 3 for me.
Number 1, what would my number 1 be? My number 1 go-to movie for sports.
Yeah, those are good ones. Ted FX, Slapshot, Mighty Ducks, Sandlot, definitely up there.
Yeah.
Prison has
I got 3.
Raging Bull and Goonies going old school.
Oh.
Ted FX is Waterboy.
Waterboy.
Yeah, the finale of the NBA season is going to climax. Oh, dear God. Good
Ooh.
God. Damn. What was your third? I'll give you my 3. My 3.
I got 3 as well.
My 3 is number 3. It's Gridiron Gang. Number 2 is Miracle, and my number 1 is. See, it's tough. It's between 2 golf movies, and no, it's not Happy Gilmore. No, it's not Slapshot.
Oh. Did you just call Slapshot a golf movie?
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh no! I was talking about Tin Cup. Sorry.
No.
And Caddyshack. No, I'm going to go with number 1, and that is The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Oh, my goodness.
This has got Will Smith. All right, come on.
I know. All right.
Ralphie, come on. This is
There
yours.
we go, baby.
There you
Little
go. That's
Giants.
yours.
Little Giants. I love that
Yes.
movie.
All right, I got my 3.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, my 3. I mean, this is no order, but these are like I'm just going with movies that I've seen in their entirety.
Okay.
And memorability for me. 3. One, I have Caddyshack. Love Caddyshack.
I support it.
I know the guy who doesn't have the patience for golf loves Caddyshack. 2, I'm going to go with Slapshot. 3, a lot of people don't bring this movie up, but I really enjoyed this Brian song. And I'm talking about the 1970s one with James Caan and Billy D. Williams.
Gotcha.
Probably the first movie, I hate to admit, but it was one of the first movies I've ever cried to. So that really sticks out for me.
Frank, your dumbest and or best thing of the week.
Shocker. I don't have a dumb thing of the week.
Wow.
All right, then do best so you don't pull
My best thing of the week. We're all in the middle of a pandemic, but been listening to our governor, Bill Murphy. Well, not Ralph's governor because he's got Tom Wolf to deal with. But we're seeing a lot of things starting to open up. The state's moving to phase 2 of reopening. Yeah, I could finally get my hair cut in a few weeks, so this is going to be exciting. I'm going to get my hair cut in a couple weeks. Things are starting to open up. We're going to have outdoor dining. We're
starts on the 15th, and then the salons come back on the 22nd.
On the 22nd, gyms are going to be starting to open up. Things are going to open up. I know how impatient everybody was during this lockdown. You need to have patience. It's not going to go away instantly. As long as you practice social distancing, washing your hands, not going out if you're feeling sick. So I like to, commend the citizens of New Jersey for doing just that. I know there are still some knuckleheads around that are not being safe, but
Well, you know what we do to those knuckleheads, Frank?
What?
This.
But I'm not a knucklehead, though.
I'm sorry, your face just somehow appeared on there. I'm sorry.
I know.
The graphic. I didn't make the graphic. I'm sorry. Oh my God, Don. Now you're gonna make me change my list. Dodgeball.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good.
Damn.
Yeah, we need to have a bracket. When there's nothing around, we should just come up with a list of great sports movies.
Listen, we're getting to that soon because we have until the 31st, so that's coming. That's coming. All right, so my dumbest thing of the week. So it's good. It's not all negativity. We have 2 positives. I go negative. And I would like to preface this, okay, with I do not give a damn about the bikes or the bicycles or anything with the Tour de France. I don't give a damn. Okay?
No.
So with that being said, late at night over the weekend, I turned on ESPN, and the Lance Armstrong documentary was on the background. It was on in a loop and everything. So it was just on, how you just turn something on as background noise, and I just started hearing stuff. And I ended up watching the entire thing in a loop. And I went back and watched it again and again.
Whoa.
And again.
What's this? Nothing. I got a message. Oh, let's see.
You told me to wait.
Oh, never mind.
Would you like me to wait?
No, you're good. No, it's nothing serious.
Is there a tornado coming or something?
No.
I'm just going to do this, Frank.
We'll just say Karen. Yeah, exactly.
We'll do that. And I'm just going to come back here. Lance Armstrong. All right. It's easy for me to say that I don't like you because who does at this point after all that stuff that came out all those years ago? But at the end of the day, what proved to me is you somehow, some way, are worse of a guy than I originally thought. Cowardly, selfish. And I'm not going to spoil the documentary. And again, I'll say it again. I do not give a damn.
Spoil it for me because I
about the
can't stand
bikes.
Lance Armstrong.
I don't give a damn about the bikes. But it proved to me that he still doesn't believe he did anything wrong. He doesn't. the way he talks, the way how he just wasn't genuine with anything he talked about, except for at the very end of the documentary when he was ranting and raving about how it's wrong that people are choosing to pick on him. And I say to Lance, what do you expect? You wanted everything to be about you. You were the guy in your sport, in the world of bikes. You wanted everything. You wanted to be in the spotlight. You do not get to choose whether or not you get picked on or not. You know how to avoid that? Don't cheat. Don't lie. Don't sue people that are being truthful, which you know they're being truthful, but you still sue. Don't be a scumbag. That's how people don't pick on you, Lance. Did a lot of good things with Livestrong. I was a big fan of you. A lot of people were. But what that documentary showed, the man he was, the man he still is, the most kind of regret he had was that all of those revealing actions that came out about him cost him a freaking paycheck. That was his biggest struggle with dealing with the situation. It's clear he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong, and it's clear that he wasn't sorry. And it's clear that the only genuine thing he was talking about how it's a shame that he has to be picked on. To me, he's one of the most and the biggest cheaters in the world of sports. And I think he's lucky because, and this is no disrespect to the people who ride the bikes and the people who are fans of the Tour de France, he's lucky that that sport isn't a high-profile sport, because if he did those things in the four major sports like the NBA or the MLB or the NFL or the NHL, he would have no escape. He wouldn't have to have the capability to go down to Hawaii and hide before everything came out.
Yep.
It's cowardly. So, again, I didn't care about the bikes, but I really recommend everyone, especially now everyone's home, take a few hours and watch it, because it's really powerful to see how much he got away with for so long and how his selfishness. I'll say this. He had a way to not get caught. If he wouldn't have come back and come out of retirement, he would have never gotten caught. But he entered the pool again and everything came out. So he could have chosen to put the ego aside and he would still be leaving. He'd be still living strong with everything. Mm-hmm. Nope. Couldn't even do that. It's also a good thing, by the way, that I didn't go through the dumbest thing of the week on Sunday, because I was a lot more fired up on Sunday. Oh, here you go. Almost like what if Lance Armstrong was Jose Altuve. Yeah, and I saw some Astros fans on Twitter the other day saying, like, oh, I can't wait until baseball season. And I wanted to say, did you really think we would forget?
Yeah.
I think that once baseball season, and maybe it's the Houston Astros owners that are keeping all of this from starting because they don't want to deal with the trash cans and the fans and all of the scrutiny.
And the beanballs, yeah.
Whenever baseball does come back, Astros, do you really think we're just going to forget? No. Don says, Ryan, are you going to watch the Bruce Lee 30 for 30? Yeah, probably. There's nothing else on.
Yeah.
Anything else, fam? Anything else?
ATM also asked about the doping documentary.
I did not watch it.
It is on Netflix, and it's about how Russia fixed the Sochi Olympics before they invaded Crimea and breaking a lot of human rights violations.
Yeah, I'll probably end up watching it eventually. Yusuf says, imagine if the Astros beat the Nats this year and how much worse that would have been.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, like I said, the only fans of these baseball kind of shenanigans happening are the Houston Astros. But, fam, that's going to do it for us. Anything left, Ralph, Frank?
No.
Nope.
Good here.
Like I said, fam, we appreciate you for chiming in. Everyone who was able to tonight. I know a lot of power outages throughout the tri-state area wherever you're watching. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Obviously, back to our original group, at least three-fourths of it. Noah will be back when everything comes back to normal. But next week, Greg, Tom, they'll be back in the saddle with us. Obviously. Oh, real quick, go through their list. Just so I don't want to
all right.
I don't want to take too much time. I just want people to see it.
All right. Let me pull those up real quick.
Well, yeah, as you guys are doing that, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for chiming in. 2 hours and 18 minutes. We almost didn't have a show tonight. We almost canceled it. So next week, we're going to go back in the Eagles, barring anything crazy that happens in the world of sports. And we're going to be going over the biggest Eagles concerns heading into 2020. So that's going to be a big
All right.
show. So this is
So-
times. Philadelphia Eagles, Arizona Cardinals, and he has the Colts. Man, I would have been. So we would have been fighting. We would have been fighting tonight. Tom and I would have been fighting tonight.
And Tom's least improved. He's got the Pats, Texans, and Packers.
All right, at least he has the Patriots. Okay. Thanks, Don. Don, I appreciate you, brother.
And Greg.
Oh yeah, Greg. Sorry, Greg. Yeah, I need to see
Greg's
this.
got the Dolphins, Ravens, and Broncos.
For most improved.
For most improved.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
And his least improved, he's got the Texans, Bears, and Rams.
Ooh, the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, they got better. They're not great, but they got better. Maybe Malcolm will be back. Yeah, you never know with everything going on in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gav. We appreciate you.
Yeah, they haven't.
But fam, every single week, Ralphie, here we brought to you by Sir.
Ambuck Services, gutter cleaning. Call them at 856-879-5530. That's 856-879-5530. Or visit them at ambuckservices.com.
Prism says, "Can I get the deadly death drop?" Frank, do the other ad read. I'm gonna try and pull it up.
All right. So, especially in the middle of these power outages, and you can't see inside your house, and you're like, "Oh no, I banged into my table and I tore my ACL and I got surgery."
Frank,
So-
you do that with the lights while they're on, Frank.
Whatever. So, but it's dark, and it's a
Fair.
big table.
Yeah.
So when you go get your rehab, you can check out our doctor, Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy LLC. They have 3 locations in Burlington, Perry Hill, and Princeton. Make them yours over at Specialized Physical Therapy.
Oh, Frank has that file, Prism. Frank has the Dudley Death Drop file.
Do I? It's in there.
No, I got rid of it today.
You got rid of it.
I had to clean it out. It was glitching. Spring cleaning. Don says, "Come to my channel. We were interviewing Andre Dillard live at Victoria's Secret." Love it. Keep piling on him. Keep piling on him. Well, fam, we appreciate you, obviously, through this difficult time. Hopefully, everyone's staying safe. And we appreciate you guys. Listen, you guys keep it very fun, very easy, very lighthearted for us. Very easy to come in, take an escape from everything going on with the weather and just all the crazy stuff. So, really, we appreciate you. Tomorrow, like I said, do not miss it. Hockey fans, Philly fans, Flyer fans, you're not going to want to miss it tomorrow.
Duck fans, Blues fans, Oilers fans, Chris
Sports
Pronger
fans.
will be
This
joining
guy's
the
a
show.
legend. Yes,
Yay,
Chris Pronger.
sports.
Tomorrow,
Stanley Cup
7:30
champion.
p.m. I'll be producing the show. You're going to have Matt Sudi, Rob Povia, Brian Daly, Mr. Mike Chromiak, Mr. Chrome chiming in. He'll be part of the interview tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And also, we have shows every single day. Obviously, we have Lazy Booking tomorrow as well, the wrestling show. On Friday, we have the new Eagles show, and that's On the Road to Victory with Jimmy Smith.
Yes.
Definitely check him out. He's very knowledgeable. He's doing a really good job over there. So make sure you check him out. We've got the weekly roundup with Mr. Friel on Saturdays, along with In This Very Ring with Mr. Andy Ritter, another wrestling show.
Yes.
Agree to disagree on Sunday. We have the Sports Hounds continuing to pump out the interviews every Monday. We have the latest edition on next Tuesday, of Birds of a Feather, where we're going to be drafting the best coaches, offensive coordinators, and defensive coordinators in the league. We're going to be finishing off the roster, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And we'll be back here next week. All of us hopefully back again, continuing talking Eagles and going over the biggest Eagles concerns heading into 2020. Dan Joe says, "Damn, late again." Don't worry. You can go back and watch the replay.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's see. Gavin will be on tomorrow. Appreciate you, sir. He says all the shows are awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Prism.
Got to have a lot of questions about the 0-3 comeback.
For
absolutely.
Mr. Pronger, yes.
Yep, absolutely. So, fam, I can continue talking for the next 2 hours, but it's 12:06, at least on my time. So, actually, no, it is
12:01.
It's 12:01. My clock is fast.
It is now Thursday.
Yes, it is now. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday. So, in about, what is it? Carry the one.
Frank, I'm trying to end the show. I'm
19 hours. Chris Pronger will be on.
Ralphie's got to go play video games.
And I got to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to be awake for another 4 hours. Later, fam.